now.
Hello, fellow traveler. Once again, we meet by the campfire. For those who are completely new to this trail, welcome. This is a podcast where we just talk about random shit. And come on, sit down by the campfire. Come on, let's get her going. I'm joined again by my lovely co-host Vincent Pham.
Hello.
Yes, the quiet Asian himself.
Yep.
He's so quiet, you never heard him in the trees to begin with.
I'm still in
That's
the
how he
trees.
won his war. What?
Huh?
I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I'm still in the trees. My mic is kind of far away. I have to Okay, there we go. Is this better?
Yeah. Okay. Now he's
Okay,
actually
perfect.
there.
Okay.
This is how he won the war that we all lost.
Yep. So we got some. Oh, we should probably talk about why this is technically second episode of the podcast.
Right, because we already did the first one.
Yeah, I did a fucky wucky and my mic was echoing. And I was super quiet in the podcast for whatever reason. My audio was just quiet. Then you were super loud. So I
Just
adjusted
really,
everything.
really loud.
Yeah, so I adjusted everything and everything should be good.
It's
Hopefully
just
I'm not
fine.
echoing. Yeah, so we're all good. And we're not going to go into the topics we did last time because just
True.
repeating the same conversation is boring as fuck.
Okay. I'm gonna try to find the ones we didn't talk about. Here we go. Yeah, I'm looking at the list right now. Hold up. Let me crack this open. Get a good audio test.
The
Dr. Pepper. All right. First one. Wait, what?
I just had a cough.
Oh. It sounded like you like choked on a fucking like you were drinking something and then you just went.
Okay, so
Anyway,
what's the first topic?
first topic: crazy adventures.
I don't. I have a couple, and they aren't really too interesting. I feel like you would have a lot more since you're always like outside.
Like a lot of them are pretty similar.
I have one. I went I went walking on this like woodland trail, and there's this one
Mhm.
tree that was just covered in condoms.
What?
Yeah, they were all used,
Ew.
just out of the wrapper, just on the fucking tree. That was pretty
They're
cool.
just they're low hanging rubber vines.
Yeah.
It's like Spanish moss, but instead of moss, it's condoms.
I got another crazy adventure. It was a like spur of the moment like hike. Do you know where Bald Mountain is back in Maine?
Is it the little Concord Pond Bald Mountain, or is it a
There's like a
different
little
Bald
pond.
Mountain?
Yeah, there's.
Yeah,
And
and there's another one behind it called Speckled.
yeah. So I went
Yeah,
to Bald
I
Mountain with
hiked both of those.
I went to Bald Mountain with three of my friends, or two of my friends. So there's three total: me, my friend, and my other friend. And I was sick when we went hiking. It was also in the fall. I was in a t-shirt and shorts, so it wasn't all of a good idea. I mean, it was fine, but we also went off trail somehow because we completely missed like there's like a little marker on the tree that we just didn't see. So we kept walking straight when we were supposed to turn right. And
Sheesh.
I found the fucking like little pond. I don't know what it's called, the pond. And it was pretty cool. I was standing like knee deep in freezing cold water and I threw up like 60 times. But it was pretty cool. It was a fun day. We
Okay.
got
I
McDonald's
should
on the way
probably
back and I threw that all up when I got home.
throw that all of the calories you took back in. You just spat it back out.
It's because on the way back, you know the road there to the actual like trailhead is fucking bumpy as
Yeah.
hell. So
Yeah, it's just dirt road.
yeah, with me being sick, it wasn't a good combination.
Oh yeah, just like motion sickness, just
Yeah,
bumping up and down.
it was a little fun hike though. So what's your story?
Yeah, you know what? I think one crazy adventure of mine probably was Speckled and Bald Mountain. So this is when I was part of the hiking club at EL, which for those who don't know, EL is Edward Little High School. It's where both of us went.
Actually, sorry to go
Uh,
off topic for a second, but did you see like the new school images?
no, I haven't.
It is fucking. I'll send you some. And the
I
here,
seen drone footage of what it looks like, but I haven't seen any of the photos.
here, you go on with the story, and I'll post the pictures and cancer.
Okay. And yes, we have a group chat in this called Cancer, for those that are wondering. But I should just tell my story anyway while
Yeah.
you're out doing this. So back in EL, we had this club, and it was called the Edward Little Bushwhackers Club, which, of course, everyone made fun of the name, whatever. But we ended up having a name change a little while after, but that's besides the point. So the first ever hike we did in that club, or at least the time I was there, the first ever hike we did for the spring and summer was Bald and Speckled Mountain at Little Concord State Park, which is the place that Vincent was just talking about.
Yep.
And I remember like during preparation, we were like voting on which one we should do. And everyone, including me, voted for it because we were like, let's just get the hardest one out of the way. Because honestly, it was the hardest one. It was the most difficult. I remember when we got there, I was literally just in my long sleeve red shirt and like my like just regular Wrangler pants, and of course my usual fedora that I usually wear. And as we were walking up, we started walking up the trail, and then the first mountain, like you literally have to like climb segments of it just to get up the mountain. And as we were getting like closer to when we had to climb, someone, which I've had this experience before also, but never has it gone so bad. Which it didn't go really bad for this person. If anything, it was very similar to what happened to me. But one of us in the group, I can't remember her name, but she started to experience a low nutrition attack, which is what I call it.
I felt that before.
So basically, yeah, she didn't eat enough. Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, you
Dude,
see,
what the hell?
it looks so nice, man.
It looks way better than the old school.
That's what fucking
Jesus.
happens when we leave, man.
I know. And it's ironic too, because they said that we were going to be the last class to be in that school,
No, they said
and
it
then
was
we
the
weren't.
juniors that can be the last class.
I know. And then they weren't.
Yeah, isn't it like sophomores that are gonna be the last
Yeah,
one?
now the sophomores that we had are now going to be the like first grade to be graduating from that school.
Yeah. I thought
Jesus.
it's the juniors.
Well,
Well,
yeah, now they're
seniors
juniors,
now,
but
technically.
yeah, yeah, they're seniors now. But okay, anyways,
Yeah, get back to
back
your
on
story.
the story. Yeah, so like as soon as we stopped because she needed a break, so everyone thought like, oh, okay, just tired. Because then everyone else was also too, because this was like the first hike that this club had in like a really long time, because well, COVID and everything else that happened in between. But then she started to be like all lightheaded and whatnot. And as soon as I heard that and saw what's going on, I immediately knew what it was because I'd already experienced it twice before. So I ran straight back to my backpack because I'd left it there and then went to go see what was wrong. And as soon as I seen that, I ran straight back to my backpack, grabbed like the first few snacks that I could see in my backpack, and just ran right back, gave it to her. And of course, after she ate a little bit, started to feel a little bit better. And yeah, like that's why you got to keep up with like some form of eating schedule because you do not want to experience that shit, especially out in the middle of nowhere. Uh, so that was fun. Carrying on. So we started to resume the hike, and we kept going, and then we finally get to when we had to climb, which was easier said than done. One friend of mine, she almost slipped and fell off, basically. And half of everyone that was there wasn't even wearing like proper footwear. Everyone was wearing like regular like sneakers and just things you wouldn't want to wear during a hike when you know for a damn fact that you could probably slip off and tumble down the mountain because you didn't have enough grip on your feet. But yeah, so a few people slipped, but nobody fell off. That's good. We finally get to the top, and I remember like just taking everything in, but knowing that this wasn't the end of the road. And the first part was okay. The second part was better. So I'm not sure if you ever got to the Speckled Mountainside, but you know how like there's that like cavern that's in between Bald and Speckled,
Yeah.
where you have to like walk down one side of Bald and then walk in the forest that's in between Bald and Speckled just to get up Speckled Mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did that, and we ended up going up Speckled, which honestly, I feel like Speckled was worse because it was just more of like an incline, and most of it we did have to climb up. But we eventually got up, walked to the actual peak, and that was fun. But getting down was the worst part. Just because going up was easy because, well, you're just going up, but going down, you have to consider like your foot placement and how you're leaning back or forth. Because if you lean too far back, you're going to slide down the mountain. And if you lean too forward, you're going to go face first. So, yeah, because I could definitely see that like some people were like Gibson and whatnot. Like, and to be fair, I was doing a little bit of it too. But and throughout the whole time I was going up the mountain, I didn't slip. But when we got back to Bald Mountain and we were going down, I did slip like twice. And the first time I slipped, fell on my ass, but I still managed to hang on, so I wouldn't go sliding down the mountain. And that was fun. My ass kind of hurt a little bit after that, but other than that, I lived. And these were like similar conditions to what you were doing, but again, I was wearing long sleeve clothing. Everyone else was wearing like shorts and a sweatshirt.
Yeah, they were
And
sick.
I remember like Mr. Bruce was there, and he was like, I respect your decision to go in long sleeve clothing. Which honestly, I still would rather have worn that at that time of the year because it was still a cooler time of the year than where I am right now, obviously, where it's blistering 95 to 97 degrees.
Are
Like
you one of those
literally, if
people
you were
that
down here,
never
you'd
mind, never
cook.
mind. Yeah, I would die.
But what?
I was gonna ask if you're like a person that wears shirts year round, and I remember you always wear pants.
Yeah, I'll either wear pants or shorts. It just depends on what I'm doing.
I'm shorts
Like,
year round.
if I know I'm gonna get wet, I'm gonna wear shorts. But there are times where like I'll walk in water with longer pants, but it just depends on the footwear. Like if anything, I think I changed my shoes more than anything than ever like pants. But
Yeah.
most of like what I recorded for Nature's Reptiles though, it was either pants and long sleeve shirt or it was a button up short sleeve and shorts. And again, that depended on what I was doing.
Yeah.
Or
For
like the
me, if
climate
it's
of the
cold
day.
outside, I'll put on like a hoodie, and I'll still wear shorts, like just shorts and a hoodie.
I knew there was times where like you'd wear shorts in the winter.
I always wear shorts in the winter, dude.
You're the I seen that meme where it's like no matter what conditions, no matter what kind of weather, there's always this motherfucker that goes to school like this. And with a picture of a
Yes,
kid in a
I am
hoodie.
that exact
Yeah.
person. Shorts and a
Yeah, you
t-shirt.
were literally him. You were literally him. A hoodie and shorts and a baseball cap. And that's it.
Well, that's the thing. My
Like,
legs don't get cold, just my upper body does.
well, yeah, but because you're also working your legs more when you do move, obviously.
Yeah.
So I guess it makes sense, blood flow and whatnot.
Yeah, I also got
But
hairy ass legs.
yeah, I do too. It's a Bigfoot. But yeah, no, I've always been kind of like a pants kind of guy, but I'll still wear shorts every now and then.
I'll wear sweatpants if I'm going to bed. You like Adidas sweatpants? Because they're just,
Yeah, see, I
they're
can't do
comfy and
that.
it's kind of cold.
I can't do that.
I
Like,
sometimes do, not all the time.
it's either underwear or just straight up naked. Like, that's just how it is.
I wake up naked.
You go to sleep with sweatpants, wake up naked.
I think,
Yeah,
since
so
we're
if
talking
someone,
about sleep, have you ever had like sleep, like, do you sleepwalk or sleep talk?
no, I never do.
Really? I used to do it
Yeah,
quite a bit when I was a kid.
I,
And my weirdest story is like
uh,
is just being completely naked with a loaf of bread in the bathroom floor. I don't know, man. I really don't know.
okay, that's one way to put it. Um, yeah, no, my aunt, uh, like one of her ex boyfriends used to sleepwalk, and it was funny though because he was like half conscious and like not conscious at the same time.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, it was rather funny. I never saw it, but I remember my grandmother did and my aunt did, but it was pretty funny. What's the other topics? Hold on. I'm out of
Have
the
you ever
topics
experienced
menu.
sleep paralysis?
Yes, actually. It was a really, really long time ago. I was probably like 6. This was like probably like a couple of years, or no, it was like a year after I had moved into the apartment on Fifth Street
Yeah.
in Auburn. Uh, why do I keep saying it? Like, yeah, people are just gonna come see the apartment.
Yep.
Like, this is where ancient history started. And now someone else is living there, like, hey, what the fuck are you doing on my property? Anyway, uh, where's the other topic? But okay, yeah. So it wasn't like full blown sleep paralysis where you cannot move anything except your eyes. It was like I could move my head, but I couldn't not move the rest of my body, and I was just sitting there for like 5 to like 10 minutes, like nervous as fuck because I couldn't move. But then like finally, like my body snapped out of it, and then like I could finally move. Now I didn't see any weird shit, and I didn't like hear anything weird, but it still felt really fucking weird, and it scared the hell out of me.
I experienced sleep paralysis like the more normal way, I guess. Just like, you see something and you feel like a pressure on your chest. And I swear to God, am I the only one that experiences it like a lot?
I don't know.
Like,
I still think that's not healthy. Like I remember when you first told me that, I was like, you might have to go see a doctor, dude. Like,
I experience it twice a month. Does anybody else like experience it twice a month?
okay, yeah, put it in the comments if anyone else experiences it frequently. Because if you do, well, holy shit, you're not alone.
I
But
swear. Okay.
oh yeah, I forgot to say this too. My brother actually experienced sleep paralysis. My oldest brother, like, his actually was like almost full blown, but he just didn't see anything. Like, he just only had the paralysis part and the feeling on his chest. But other than that, he didn't see anything.
Is this the brother with the Challenger?
Yeah, my oldest brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, we didn't talk about cars last time.
No, we didn't. That was one of the topics we missed. So let's talk about cars.
I like cars.
Yeah, Vincent is a pretty big car guy, for those who don't know.
I'm surprised you're not really that big into cars. Or at least I thought you'd be like more into cars than I would be.
I mean, like I kind of was back when I was younger, but I just didn't really care for them because it wasn't something I was like really big. Like I like looking at cars and like learning about them. I just don't really care to be that big fanatic of them. But I think
For,
it's also because I'm just super based when it comes to cars. So
I like almost every single car, unless you're like doing some shit where like like a WRX that's all the way slammed. When I think of WRX, I'm thinking of rally car.
Yeah. See, that's the stuff I'm into, like overlanding, rally, and muscle. And actually, more recently, I've gotten really, really big into old school, like vintage cars and whatnot. Like from early 60s all the way back to like the Model T Ford. Like I just been getting super into that,
There's a
which
Model T for sale near me.
like you should buy it.
It is rusted to shit.
Oh, well damn, never mind then. But yeah, no, I think like ever since I was a kid, like I've always just been into that, but I mostly blame that on Doc Hudson from Cars. I mostly blame that on him.
Yeah.
But
What?
also
You
wait,
go.
what?
I was gonna ask
Okay.
what your dream car is.
Okay, well we'll get to that. But I mostly also blame that aspect on the fact that I grew up with a lot of like old films from like the 60s, 50s, and whatnot. And I still watch more of those even now. But I just really like the aesthetic of those cars. Like, there's just something timeless about them. Like, it's like when you look at like a lever action with wood. Like, sure, the cool tacked out ones that have like this friggin' skeletonized stocks and shit like that. Yeah, that looks cool. Yes, an RMR on it looks cool too. I'll give it that. And so does say Peg 15, but nothing beats the original wood and steel. Like that just it's just timeless. Like I don't know. Like it's in my
Is
opinion,
it the
nothing beats
classic
that.
nostalgic look to it?
Yeah, like it's tried and true. It's been around forever. Like I know I sound like a fud for saying that, but but it's my opinion. I don't care. Like which either way, I'd still have both. I'd have the wood and also the tacked out one. As for your question, my dream car, that's kind of shifted back and forth. But if I could have like one, if we're talking like supercars, the Dodge Viper, specifically the early 2000s generation Dodge Viper, the
I got a
GTS,
2010
or
Viper.
I like it, but
I just
I
wanted
kind
a
of like
V10.
the yeah. Well, the older one was V10 too.
I just really wanted a V10 Viper. Well, I mean, it was for sale. It's hard not to pass up.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You found that 2010 Viper on Facebook.
Facebook Marketplace, and I bought it for 6 grand.
You bought it?
Yep, it's mine now.
Oh damn! You're gonna build it?
I don't really know what I want to do with it yet. I was either thinking of just taking out the V10 and putting in another car, or just building up the Viper.
Honestly, I'd try to build it up.
There's a lot of work that needs to be done, so it's gonna be a couple of years down the line when I have more money.
Oh, that's true.
Because right now I'm still working on the Challenger build.
That's true. True, because then you can have the Viper and then just finish up the Challenger, and then if you still want to build something, well, you still have the Viper,
Yeah. But so what was your
or
dream car?
put the
Did you say it?
V10, or put the V10 inside the Challenger.
Nobody owns a V10 Challenger.
You could be the
The thing
first.
is, I already have the Hellcat engine, so I don't really
Oh,
know what
that's
to do
true.
with it.
That's true. Yeah, no, I'd keep the Viper and just build up the V6 Challenger
It's
because
gonna be
it'd be
V8
stupid to
soon.
put it. Yeah, or that. Yeah, or swap it with the V8. But it'd be stupid to put the Hellcat engine in the Viper because then, like, I mean, like, it would be cool because then it's supercharged, but I don't know, the fact that it's already a V10, it's like, it kind of just takes away that aspect of it.
Yeah.
Okay. As I was saying, uh, yeah, no, it's not the ACR, is it? I think it is. But like the old school ACR where it legit looks like a fucking old school track car from like the old, like early 2000s. I don't remember what gen that is, but hold on, let me look this shit up first.
2000 Dodge Viper ACR.
Either that or it's the GTSR, I think.
Let me search
Dodge
it up.
Viper
The fuck is that?
GTSR.
Open up source by accident.
Oh, yep, it is. It's the GTSR. This thing is sweet.
Let me look. Let me look at it. This thing is
ACR
nice.
2000.
I saw one of these earlier. I'm not really a big fan of the spoiler it had on. It was kind of weird looking.
Yeah, but it like fits the time period it was in.
Yeah.
Because even like you can get a freaking aftermarket front bumper for it to make it look like the actual track car because it didn't have the second pair of front headlights
Yeah.
that were underneath the main ones. So that'd be kind of sweet actually. Just like put the other stuff on it to make it look like the track car.
I don't even know what my dream car is. Like, it always changes.
Yeah, see, that's how it is for me, but I usually just categorize it to like, okay, if I had to pick a supercar, it'd be this. If I had to pick muscle, it'd be this. Like, I feel like for an overlanding vehicle, which I actually do want to try building this, considering now I do have my driver's permit back.
Permit? I thought you
So
had your license.
now I still had a permit because here's the thing, like I didn't get to finish it in time in Maine, and for some reason they said it was expired, even though it still had a whole another year on it for me to use because it's 2 years that you can still use it in Maine.
Yeah.
But I got it back when I moved here to get my ID redone because here in Florida it's like 8 years, which obviously I can get it done in probably like months. But yeah, no, the first vehicle I want to get is either a van or a Nissan Frontier. And if I do get the Frontier, I actually want to try building it to be an overlanding vehicle.
My one of my friend's dad used to own like a Frontier. It wasn't like a
Yeah, they're
fully built overland, but yeah, had some nice mods to it.
yeah, they're nice trucks. They're pretty good, especially for like
No, his
how
sucked.
much they are and whatnot.
Transmission broke like twice.
Jesus.
I would go for if I were gonna build like an overland vehicle, I'd probably go for like a pickup, even though they're like fucking expensive as hell.
Yeah, well, that's a big part of why I'm going with the Frontiers because like it saves me money instead of trying to get all freaking souped up on like a Dodge Ram or something.
How come you don't go for like a super like Outback? Because those things last for like
That's true
200,000
too. That
miles.
was another. Yeah, see, that was another one I thought of doing, but the Frontier also is more practical for what I want to use it for because I still want to like be able to uh actually be able to catch stuff and whatnot, and then just put it in the truck bed.
Is, is there like a big like size difference in trunk space between the two cars?
Well, yeah, it would definitely be easier to fit an alligator in the Frontier than it would be an Outback.
I know, but you could put like the rear seats down.
That's true.
And I feel like with Super, you also have like
That's
I don't know about
that's another reason
Nissan
why I would
and
probably
like
go with it.
aftermarket parks, but you go.
That's probably another reason why I'd go with the van though, because then it's like you have all that space in the back.
You also just build up the
So,
van so you could like live in it, like put a bed in there and stuff.
and that's another, yeah, and that's another thing too. Like, you could technically still make a van an overlanding vehicle, like they exist. So I would do it.
You just want to get a van with like a high roof, so you have more like interior
Yeah,
space to like stand. Cause
yeah,
how tall
that's
are you?
that'd be the biggest thing. Well, I'm 5'10", so I would need a bigger van anyway.
I'm like 5'6", so I could fit into pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, you could fit in like most vans, like standing up by yourself, but I would need like a taller van. And also, I thought about doing this, and I kind of want to try it, but I
Plus,
feel like I'd want to
what you
secure
have
a
to keep
place
in mind
first,
is
and
that
that's
a lot
doing.
of vans are not in all-wheel drive or like four-wheel drive. They're in
Yeah,
rear-wheel.
that is. Yeah, that is definitely something I need to consider. But the one thing I want to try doing is the van life thing, or at
I
least
did the car
not
life thing,
necessarily. Yeah, but not necessarily like living in the van. More of just like if I was to
turning
go
into like a
anywhere
camper.
from. Yeah, like yeah, basically that. Just make it like an RV, but mini, just a mini RV, basically.
You could
But
probably find like
build it up to.
a K van, like a K car van.
That's true. But
It'd be tiny as fuck, but it'd be cool.
yeah, that's kind of the only thing that's tempting me to not do it. This is how small they are.
Well, like there's like a Honda K van where you could put like the front passenger seat down, so like the entire like so all the seats are flat besides the obviously the driver's seat, so you can like
Get
put the
the
bed in there.
get the K-van that I seen at the car meet, the Cars and Coffee meet
Yeah,
I went
that's
to.
the exact one I was thinking about. Because there's enough space where you could just lay down
I
and
mean, you
the
could
seat would
remove
fold
the
down.
rear seats.
I'm pretty sure
Like
the
you
rear
can
seats
remove the
fold
rear
down.
seats and then. Wait, did they?
Yeah, they fold down.
Oh,
So it's
oh, I
just
didn't know that.
completely flat.
No, that's true. That's nice.
Yeah,
But yeah,
they're
no,
not
because
even
even
that
like
expensive either.
that is true. But do you ever heard of the YouTuber called Mav?
Yes. I watch him all
Yeah,
the time.
he like half the time he'll live in his truck and the other half like he ends up just like staying at his house in the middle of like Minnesota or something.
He's also got like a fuck ton of other vehicles.
Yeah.
I know he
He's
has
got
like
that
a
like
K
JD
truck.
he's got the JDM camper. That was a
That's a
Toyota.
really
Like
nice build.
I know. That thing is sweet actually. Like see it's things like that too that I'm into. Just like out of the ordinary like shit like that you would never see anywhere else except
Probably
for
wouldn't
like
even
where they're
cost that
from.
much either.
Yeah, most of the cost went into actually trying to get it running.
Yeah.
That thing that thing's definitely seen better days. But see that'd be sick as fuck too to have like a JDM camper.
You
Like
know how to drive stick?
not yet. My
Yeah, you
brother's
want to
car
learn how to
sticks,
drive
so I can
stick?
learn from him. Yeah, well my brother's car sticks, so I can learn from him.
Yeah.
Which I've tried to driven stick before, and it was kind of tricky, but I kind of got it down a little bit.
Just
But
shifting at the right RPM
yeah,
and
that's kind of the
hearing
one
when you
thing.
need
It's
to
like,
shift. Yeah.
yeah, that's like kind of the one thing that's like, ooh, I went a little too much on that one. The hardest thing for me is like trying to go from like the start to just get it rolling. Because there's times where I'll go too much on the gas and then be fucking speeding off, and there's times where I won't go enough and then I'll stall.
Yeah,
So
just practice. You get better at it.
yeah, yep, practice makes perfect. All right, what's the other topics? So, oh yeah, countries you would like to travel to and countries you would avoid.
I would avoid fucking uh the US.
You would avoid the U.S. Even though you already live in it.
Yep.
Oh, my
Honestly,
brother's
I'd
home.
probably avoid
Dogs are
Mexico
barking
because
away.
Mexico right now is kind of going off.
It's a goddamn war zone.
Yeah.
Like literally, it's a full-on war zone of cartels and corrupt officials.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to go to Mexico.
I would still go, but I'd be super damn careful of who I talk to. Like,
Even if you don't talk to them, there's still a chance you're just gonna get caught in the crossfire.
I know, like I could just get like snatched off the street and nobody would know where I went because I'm in a bucket of acid and nobody would know where I went. Like,
Actually, since we're on this topic, how would you want to die? If you got to choose, how would you
ooh,
want to go out?
this is actually kind of a few ways. Like I've
I
actually
want to be
thought
skinned
about it.
alive.
Oh God,
I want to be
that is
turned into
such a
beef jerky.
painful way to go. Jesus. Yeah, see, like I've actually thought about it. I feel like it'd have to be either something I was doing that I liked doing and I just died doing it in the process, or like I just died out in the middle of nowhere and my corpse just sits there so that the earth just takes it instead of being ended up in a box. 'Cause I don't like that idea. I don't like the idea of being buried in a cemetery. I've never liked that idea.
For me, I want to be like realistic. Like for me, like what I actually want to go out is being strapped to the outside of a rocket, and for that rocket to launch and blow up.
Yeah, or like, yeah, or even like if I was already dead, like donate my body to like Mythbusters or something. Be like, on this episode of Mythbusters, what happens to a human body when we shoot it with a like 600-pound cannon?
If I'm
Or even
dead,
like a Grantham
I want
video.
my ashes to be mixed into like the foundation of a house. So every
Yeah,
single time the people are walking on a dead person.
or like send my body to a Grantham video instead of using a ballistics dummy. They just use a real body.
At my
It's
funeral, I
like,
want
they
You go first.
Today on Grant them. We're gonna see what actually happens to a real human body. Granted, he's dead, but it's still better than nothing.
I want like sick Italian dudes dressed in all black to come to my funeral and just say, "I miss you, boss," and just leave. Make my
It's like
parents think
the
I have
Don was
something
a
going
good
on in
man.
my life.
It's like the Don was a good man, you know. Oh, I should. Okay, now that we're on that subject, so my friend, not my friend, but my brother's friend, the brother I live with. So he has a friend who is Italian and like straight up Italian. Like if you heard him talk, he has the accent. So
Go
his
ahead. Could you
grandfather,
pass on this
what?
message to him? Because I went to Italy. Could you pass this message on to him? Could you tell him to lower
I,
the price of the fucking cheese wheels? I wanted to buy one, but they're like over $1,000 each.
yeah, they're retarded.
Okay,
But
sorry, that's all I wanted to say.
his his grandfather though, his grandfather was in the mafia. And
Okay,
here's the
that's
thing.
okay. That's somebody you don't want to
He
fuck with.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. He has no idea what his dad did for a living, but he knows that his grandfather was in the mafia. So it's probably no surprise.
His dad
And
was
here's the
probably a
thing.
hitman.
Yeah, and his dad was born like around the 70s.
Oh yeah, he
So
definitely
he
took out a
definitely
couple
wasn't the
people.
mob. He was probably in the mob from birth, like if his grandfather was in it. So yeah, it definitely went down to his dad. But now that doesn't even exist. Well, in America at least, it definitely still exists in Italy. Which even then, like there are still crime families in America. They're just not the same anymore.
Yeah,
Because
because
back then, it was the one boss thing and whatnot. Now it's more like a committee where it's like bosses that are ahead of like certain things and whatnot nowadays.
yeah.
Don't ask how I know this.
Well, in America we
If
have like the Hell's Angels, Bloods, Crips.
Yeah, but there's them, but they're not really like a organized crime.
I mean, Hell's Angels kind of they work with the cartel to like distribute drugs.
I mean that's true. I guess Hell's Angels is definitely more organized crime than Bloods and Crips. Like those are more just like street gangs, really.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say? I don't remember. Oh yeah. So what countries would you visit?
I'm visiting Japan in November, and that's pretty much
You
the only
lucky,
place I
you
have the
lucky
money for it,
bastard.
man. I saved up for it.
Lucky
The only reason I
motherfucker.
want to go is to see how many like weird ass vending machines I can find. Like I want to adopt a cat from a vending machine.
I forget those even exist.
You can.
Like,
One of my friends lives in Japan because he moved there for one of his degrees. I don't really know the specifics, but he said he found
hmm.
a vending machine that would like give you like live crab, so you could take it home and you cook. I was like, the fuck, just go to like
what
a
if what
store
if
and buy
Maine
yourself
had
a.
that for what if
Okay,
Maine had that for lobster?
I'm surprised we. That's the thing. I'm surprised we don't have that. It's
I
like it'd
mean,
be cool.
that's true.
It
See,
probably
it
it's
makes me
unethical,
wonder.
but it'd be cool.
That makes me wonder, like, what goes on, like, culturally for something like that to exist? Like, what the fuck?
Well, Japan also has like a lot of. They're really big into technology, like a lot
Yeah,
more
but
than
it's
the
like,
U.S. is.
yeah, that's true. But it's like, why did someone look at a crab, look at a vending machine, then look back at the crab, look back at the vending machine, was like, I got an idea. Like,
Just grab and go kind of thing.
yep, crab and go. But yeah, okay. So Japan. Is there any other countries you would actually want to visit, like
Yeah,
before you die or
Mars.
anything like that? Mars?
No, there's definitely gonna be some countries over there before we die
Oh,
in our
oh,
generation.
oh,
Yeah,
definitely. They're already planning on. India is actually planning on an expedition to Mars, like within 10 years from now.
can't wait to get scam calls from
So,
Mars.
hello, welcome to Mars.
Honestly, I don't. If I was offered for free just to go to Mars, I don't think I would do it because
Yeah, I
there's
don't
just so many things
feel
that could
like.
go wrong.
Yeah, I feel like space in general is just like not for me. Like, I would do it if like I was going to some planet that had like
Life.
big forms of life
Yeah.
instead of it being just, oh, look at this microorganism on a rock that we found like on the next planet over. Like, no, if there's like big terrestrial freaking globs just floating around in space on this one planet that's so far away, bitch, I'm going.
Speaking of like life, did you watch the like you know how the US or like three US officials or whatever like admitted to government having aliens? You watch that?
Yeah.
What do you think about that? I think it's all fake.
I feel like it's something they're trying to hide.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, I feel like they're saying this to throw us off
Hang on, give me a
about
second,
shit.
please. Are they still alive?
What, the people that said that?
Because if they're still alive, then it's fake.
Yeah, then it's definitely fake. Which even
Uh,
then, like, what's to say that they don't either? Like, what if they're saying it just to throw us off and they actually do still have something, but they just didn't go that far to say what it is? Like,
yeah,
yeah, like the CIA is watching them. They're like, you got lucky this time. You didn't go that far. But they're really saying it just to cover something else up that's really going on. Because I remember there was like
Hmm.
some shit going on with the US, like somewhere else, while everyone was talking about the whole aliens thing, when that wasn't even that big of a concern. And what the US was doing somewhere else was a more big concern, but they didn't want us to know. So they just said aliens exist just to throw us off. Some shit like that. I don't remember. It was
The
like
U.S. trying to
something that
hide
popped up recently.
$3.2 trillion on 9/11.
Yeah, that. It was that or some shit
Pretty
like
much
that.
everybody knows it's an inside job. We're just waiting for the government to, leak the documents that it's real. That was
I
the
mean, they
actual inside
admitted
job.
it about the JFK shit. They admitted that the CIA was involved in the JFK assassination. So it's no surprise at some point that document's going to come out saying, hey, we might have been involved in 9/11.
Uh, just, just hear me out. Us Americans, we like our oil, and we
That's
like
true.
dealing natural resources.
I mean, what's to say, like, we didn't make a deal with uh, Al Qaeda and whatnot to have those people fly over from Saudi Arabia to do all that?
Well, at that point, then why not just fucking make, give a better, or make, what the fuck am I trying to say? Have a better relation with those countries, so we can, like,
That's true, too.
obviously we have our
But then again, though, well,
experts.
it's also because a lot of those countries were very anti-American at the time, and
Oh yeah,
even
that's
now,
true.
like
That's
look at
true.
Afghanistan. Even now, look at Afghanistan. It's literally controlled by the Taliban right now. Like
That's because
it's
we
a
fucking left.
dictatorship. But
It's because we left.
yeah, like in a shitty way, we did it too. That was
It's
a
like, nope, we're out.
fucking clusterfuck.
Pretty much
Like,
did the same thing in Vietnam.
yeah, no, Vietnam was. I feel like we should have never went to Vietnam.
Because
I really do.
America's goal was to stop Vietnam from becoming like a communist state, and
Yeah,
it is communist
and it
now.
failed horribly. Like there were so many things that were just bound to happen because of the fact we got involved. Like I feel like if we never got involved, the Soviets' presence probably wouldn't have been as extreme.
Yeah.
Uh, Also, there was already another country that was involved, the land down under, Australia.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Like
about that.
they were already involved helping the South Vietnamese fight back against the North. So if anything, it probably would have been more like a proxy war for Australia and China rather than the US getting involved and then the Soviet Union would have gotten involved in return. Which, not saying they weren't involved to begin with, they probably were. They probably had spies down there to begin with anyway. But considering again, communism. But
Yeah.
I feel like it wouldn't have been as bad if we had never got involved. Now, what would have happened instead? Honestly, I feel like involvement with Africa would have been better. Because keep in mind, the only reason why we didn't get involved with like Rhodesia and like all this other shit that happened in Africa that eventually led to like the DRC and Central African Republic and all these other things
Yeah.
is because of the fact that we were in Nam. We were in Vietnam at the time, and that was our biggest concern was to stop communism from spreading it to the rest of Asia. That was our like biggest concern. When really we probably should have started with Africa because if it's already spreading across the planet, then that's pretty fucking bad.
Well,
Like,
that's the thing now is that the U.S. and Vietnam have a good relationship now.
Oh, definitely. It's
Yeah.
definitely way better than it was back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, which I know we weren't in Vietnam in the 80s. Maybe we were, Delta Force existed. But
I don't
the fact,
think so. Not in the 80s, probably not. I did an entire
oh, that's
presentation
true.
on this and I don't remember about it.
Oh, that's true. But, well, we weren't in Vietnam in the 80s, like in terms of troops on the ground and special
Yeah,
forces guys and
Vietnam War
whatnot.
ended on
75.
1975. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it ended in 75. We left, and then South Vietnam got invaded, and then it officially ended in 1975,
Yeah.
which would eventually lead up to Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos, and also China literally just fighting each other. Which that war is pretty funny to actually learn about, because it's like, what the hell? Like, y'all went from helping each other to fighting each other right after we left.
The war is still going on. Us
Is
Asians,
it?
even though we're all the same race, we all hate each other.
Wait, that war is still going on.
Not in the traditional sense of an actual war. We just
True,
make
it's
fun of
probably just like,
other Asians.
oh, okay, then it's racial wars.
Yes.
Okay, moving on. But yeah, no. Yeah, no. I feel like we should have got involved with either Africa or after the whole Cuban Missile Crisis thing. Like, if we still traded nukes with the Soviets and whatnot, because how that ended was the Soviets had nukes in Cuba and we had nukes in Turkey, and the only reason why we even got nukes out of Cuba from the Soviets was because we exchanged nukes from Turkey and moved them further into Europe instead of trying to just keep them there because it was right next to the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Because keep in mind, at the time, Turkey was a neighboring country of the Soviet Union, while like France and Britain weren't. They were just like further back towards the west. And the same thing went with Cuba. Cuba is a neighboring country to the US. So when JFK said, hey, take your nukes out of Cuba, we'll take our nukes out of Turkey, all this will be fine. So yeah, that cooled down and whatnot. And I feel like it was after that we should have invaded Cuba instead of Vietnam. Because you know how quickly that war would have ended?
Oh yeah.
Like, Cuba's just some stretch of land in the middle of the Caribbean. Like, we would have had naval superiority. The Navy would have just been surrounding Cuba. Like, it would have been gone. We would have just bombed the hell out of it. It would have been gone. Send in troops, take over, restart Cuba, done and over with, go back home. And that's it. Like,
Yeah.
it would have just been over so quickly. Though, I feel like the reason why we didn't was because the Soviets probably would have gotten involved anyway, but more in the actual fighting sense and less of espionage.
Yes.
I don't know. It could have went either way.
Yeah. Wait, what was the topic even? Oh yeah, countries you would like to travel. So I already said mine. What's yours?
Yeah.
Did you say yours?
Okay. No, I haven't. We went from talking about countries we would go to and where we wouldn't go to alternate history.
Yeah.
Okay. That'd be cool to talk about alternate history. But yeah, no. So countries I would like to visit, I've quite a few. Like, even countries most people would never go to are also on my list of places I'd visit. One is pretty obvious, the land down under, Australia. That's
I've been
like the
there.
one place I've always wanted to go. What'd you say?
I've been there. Like
You
4
actually
years
have?
ago. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's it's pretty cool. I got to see a kangaroo. It's pretty much what I did for that entire like two
I
weeks.
want to.
Just look at a
I want.
kangaroo.
I want to try one. I've never eaten kangaroo before, but people say
I
it's good.
have. I haven't eaten kangaroo like meat technically. It was like one of those like beef jerky sticks, like a Slim Jim kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it came in a pack and stuff. It was pretty good from what I remember.
yeah. Like, I have like so many places pinned in Australia to go to. Like, I have almost all the corners of the country pinned, like the continent and like inside the country itself. Like, I have like places pinned to go to. Uh, yeah, Cape York Peninsula is like the one place I really want to go to, and Fraser Island. I remember like the first time I'd ever seen the Cape York episode uh, of the Crocodile Hunter and also the Fraser Island episode, which was the Island of Time. Like, first time I ever seen that, I was just fucking blown away. And I wanted to go so bad ever since. Another country I would visit, ironically, Vietnam. Like, ironically, is Vietnam. As we were
You
just
just gotta
talking
watch
about
out
it.
for like booby traps.
Yeah, no. If I'm going to walk in the jungle, I'm watching every damn step I take. Because
That's
not
why I was
only
so
is
scared to
there
actually go into the jungle because I was like, okay, what if I take one wrong step and there's like a stick in my
is
head?
a landmine. Yeah, it's a landmine just or like a deadfall, just like ground gives out, you fall into a thing of spikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah, no, because not only is there biological landmines like snakes, spiders, and centipedes and whatnot, but there's also those still lying
I got a
around in the
story
middle of the
about those
jungle.
fucking centipedes. Okay,
Oh,
so
tell me.
Vietnam, it's hot. It's like
Mm-hmm.
very humid, it's hot, and I was there during the summertime. So I take off all my clothes, sleep naked, and I wake up and there's like these fucking centipedes on my balls. And when I see a bug, my first instinct is to go smack it.
Oh
And yeah,
no, don't tell me.
yeah, I went to go smack it. It didn't feel good. It hurt. And these were big
At least
motherfuckers,
didn't
so I
bite you
was,
though?
yeah, okay. I was so glad it didn't bite.
That would be so much worse than smacking your balls. Oh,
Well, I'm fine now. My balls are still intact.
that's true. Yeah, no,
This,
I've seen photos of what centipede bites can do, and that was a weird voice crack
yeah,
too. But yeah, no, I've seen photos of like centipede bites can do, and holy shit, like some
yeah,
centipedes
they're
don't
bad.
fuck around. Yeah, three little holes. Two, the top ones are from like the actual pincers that have the venom sacs in them, and then the other two are literally just from its legs. Like that shit. Yeah, no. Plus two, what happens after. But fun fact, Vietnam is also one of the most humid places on Earth. And
I
this is also
definitely felt it.
because it gets yeah, no, you can definitely feel it. It's also because it's also one of like the rainiest places in the world,
It rained
which
a
is
lot
no
when I was there.
surprise.
Yeah,
Yeah, no surprise. It's a neotropical rainforest habitat. Like and it's also home to two of the largest, well, longest, I should say, not largest. Say the largest goes to the green anaconda in terms of mass. But it is home to two of the longest snakes in the world, which is the Burmese python, which gets to 20 feet, or has the ability to. It definitely could, but considering the biggest one that was caught here in Florida was 19 feet. And the longest snake in the world, the reticulated python, which gets to 25 feet with Medusa holding the record, and with even older reports of wild specimens possibly getting to 30, if not 30 plus feet, which I totally believe it. Like, I definitely think 30 is probably like the limit for them.
and since we're on the topic of like Vietnam animals, did you ever hear the stories about like the fucking they're like apes or whatever during the Vietnam War? Soldiers
The
would get
rock
like
apes,
attacked. Yeah,
yeah, that's like the Vietnamese Bigfoot.
I'd never experienced anything like that, and I don't really believe that exists.
I mean, like, it's not entirely impossible. I feel that's more believable than Bigfoot, just because Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos, all that area is just super dense jungle. Like, most of the cities are on the coastal areas or like up on some hill or some shit,
Yeah,
while everything else is just dense jungle that's just thick to the T with vegetation and plenty of places to hide. While North America, on the other hand, like the only place in North America that really, well, not North America, but the continental US. I shouldn't say North America because that's implying Central America and everything north from that.
yeah,
But the only part of the continental US that is even tropical, well, subtropical, is Florida. But unlike Florida, most of Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia does not have the same amount of population as Florida does, or at least population density per like mile.
yeah.
Like Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, that whole area, and even Thailand is massive in comparison to Florida. Like, and again, people per square mile is not the same. Like here in Florida, again, it's like city, town, 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 city, town, 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 and then some jungle, and that's it. While there, it's you're in Ho Chi Minh City. Now you're in the middle of fucking nowhere, and now you're about to be eaten by a tiger. Like, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, and also, there are technically great apes that live near Vietnam, but they don't actually live in Vietnam. Specifically, the orangutan. It lives in Sumatra and Borneo, which is relatively close. So, what's to say that if the rock apes are real, if let's just say if they were, what's to say that it isn't just another great ape that's closely related?
Yeah. That's why I don't think it's real. Or at least
Yeah, well,
rock
it's
apes
because
are.
yeah, well, and also they're more realistic because Bigfoot's always like seen as like a big thing, like it's 6 to 10 feet tall, well, like 8 to 10, and it's just like ridiculous. While the rock apes, it's more like a traditional ape where it walks on all fours and it actually lives up in the trees and shit, and it's not very big. Like it's probably average like 4 to 5 feet, like most other apes. So that's why I would have a better time to be convinced of rock apes existing than someone telling me Bigfoot is real.
Yeah.
Because even you ever heard of the Songdoon Cave?
Nope.
So the Songdoon Cave is a cave system that runs along the Laos and Vietnam border,
Oh yes,
and
yes, yes,
it's
yes, I've heard of it.
yeah, it's the world's longest cave. But here's the thing: it wasn't discovered until like 2009.
Yeah, there's still a lot of that's just been unexplored.
Yeah, see, that's another reason too. It's like we don't know until we go in there. That's why I would like to go in there, just stay in the jungle for like weeks and just write down and photograph as much shit as possible. Like, because even what's the Dracula monkey? I think it's called. It was a species of monkey that was thought to be extinct for like 30 years, but then it was recently rediscovered like a couple years ago and still alive, I believe, in either Cambodia or Vietnam. And again, it was literally in the middle of nowhere. Like this was dense jungle. You could not see within like 6 to 3 feet in front of you without there being some form of cover. Like it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Another country I'd really like to go to is Tanzania. And that's
And
like,
why there?
well, just because like Tanzania is like the gold standard of African countries. Like, one, it has really diverse like ecosystems and whatnot. And specifically, there's one place I'd like to explore. It's called Mahali Mountain. And it's this like little small like peninsula that runs along Lake Tanganyika. And there's camps there. You could stay there, but I'm pretty sure the only way you can get there is if you literally take a boat there. I don't think there's even any roads that lead to those camps. So it's literally the middle of nowhere. And yeah, no, I think that'd be sick as hell. But also, you have the classic African savanna, which is just like the grassland areas, and Mount Kilimanjaro, which I actually want to hike. Like, that'd be cool, actually, to go hike Mount Kilimanjaro, because not a lot of people do it. Like, a lot of people just want to go to like the more touristy places and whatnot. While me, it's like, nope, I'm going to the middle of nowhere to go look for this, 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 and this.
Yeah.
uh, Another place, also another country in Africa, is Madagascar. Just because
I love
everything there
that
is so
movie.
weird. Yeah, yeah, one, the movie, and two, just to go see King Julian in real life. Like, and have him sing Sean Paul's hit song Temperature. I'm not sure if you ever heard that.
No, I've never heard of it. I'm
It's
pretty sure I have,
it's
but
the
I probably just don't
it's
remember.
the it's the AI generated voice of King Julian singing that song.
Oh,
it's it's only funny because like it scarily sounds like Sean Paul, but you can tell it's not him. But yeah, no, there is another place I want to go to. India and Sri Lanka is another place I like to go to also. Uh, Now countries I would avoid. For starters, Iran.
Yeah,
Uh, I do not have any wish to go to Iran.
is there any other?
I don't even know why I would. What?
Is there any other countries you would like just not go to, just avoid?
Uh, Probably Russia, but it would depend on where I was in Russia. More
Just like
specifically,
the
like,
Siberian forest.
oh no, I'd go there because everything's fine there. But where like all the fighting is in Ukraine with the Ukrainian-Russian border, like, I'll avoid that unless I'm actually fighting in the war itself. But if I'm not, well, I'll avoid it then. And obviously North Korea. I feel like that's a big obvious one.
Yep.
Oh, and also Haiti. I'm not sure if you've seen Haiti lately, but holy
Yes, I
shit.
have. Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Haiti is literally a war zone in the Caribbean right now, with the neighboring country of the Dominican Republic not looking so hot either. I'm surprised they haven't like fought a war yet.
It's a matter of time.
Yeah, honestly, it kind of is. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if like I wake up next week and I turn on my phone and I see in the news Haiti declares war on the Dominican Republic or the Dominican Republic invades Haiti. Like, there's so much corruption and just like all kinds of shit going on in Haiti. Because even there's this dude I watch who travels the Caribbean and Latin America a lot, and he does go to like some of the areas where like cartels and gangs and whatnot have been. And literally, the first day he got to Haiti in what's the capital? Hold on, I literally have a map right in front of me. Hold on, let
I
me
have
get a
no
better
clue what the
lighting of this.
capital is. I can Google it.
Port-au-Prince. That's what it is. Yeah, first day he gets there, gunshots already just going off. And his like tour guide was like, "Yeah, those are guns. You're going to hear that every day if you stay here. And you'll hear it over there, in this city, that city, in that city. Like, there's never a time in Haiti where you don't hear a gun."
Yeah,
So yeah, it's just a war zone by this point.
so, as there, what's the next topic? Movies.
It does. I'm not sure if you heard that.
What do you say?
No,
What I hear?
I just made it. Nothing, just bodily fluids.
Uh,
Well, I
so
didn't shit
next.
myself, but
Okay.
okay, movies. Fuck. If I had seen this movie, I would have talked about it, but I haven't.
What movie? Oppenheimer
I,
or
yeah, I want to
Oppenheimer?
go see it. I still
I
haven't
never
even
watched
seen
it.
it yet.
Yeah, I haven't watched it either. I watched the Barbie movie, dude, and that shit sucked.
Yeah, my brother went to see it. He said it was like okay.
I only went
And
just because I was like babysitting my niece and she wanted to watch it. So I was like,
oh,
fuck it,
did she
fine.
wear pink? Did she wear pink?
Unfortunately.
Okay, at least she wore pink. But yeah, no, my brother also wore pink, and he went with like two other friends. I honestly, if I was to go see it, I'd do the opposite. I just wear red or blue. Just like, nope, I'm not falling for this.
I'd wear my Trump 2024 t-shirt. Just piss
I just,
everybody
I
off in
just
the
go in,
theater.
I just go in my full like airsoft loadout, like go on the plate carrier. Got my M81 Woodland BDUs on, like just patches and everything. Brings the AK.
I'm not
I'm just
really
sitting
big
down
into
next to a
movies
guy.
anymore.
What?
I'm not really big into movies anymore. Not as much as I
I'm
used to be.
I'm starting to get more big into the older stuff. Like, which granted, I was already bigger on the older stuff anyway, but now that with like how Hollywood has been going for the past like few years and whatnot, yeah, no, I haven't watched anything new in a
Yeah.
long time. Like, the newest thing I've seen was the Matt Reeves Batman movie, but that was like a couple of years ago.
The
Like
newest
that
thing
was
I've seen is the
2021.
Barbie movie. That shit. I couldn't even remember the
Oh
last
no,
time I
wait,
actually went to a theater to actually watch a movie besides the Barbie
no,
movie.
no wait. Okay, that's actually a lie. The most recent new film I've seen was the Puss in Boots and Last Wish, the newest one. But that was like January of 2022. So it's more like a movie of this year rather than not January 2022, December. Jesus.
Well, not
But
even like it's a couple months,
yeah, that's
eight
yeah. So
months ago,
technically, it is
like
more.
9 months ago.
Yeah, yeah, it is technically more of a movie of this year rather than last year, just because now it's probably going to get an Oscar this year, considering it was a little late.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like the most recent movie I've seen, and even then, that wasn't even in the theater. That was at my house. That was after it had already been out for like a month.
Yeah, legit, the last movie I've ever seen in the theater besides the Barbie movie was Alien Covenant. And that was like I don't even know how many years ago. Let me Google it.
That was it was not 5 years ago. I know that because I was like
Yeah,
13 when that came out.
I was in elementary school, 2017.
Yeah, so it was like middle school, like and like yeah, so like seventh grade.
Yeah,
So yeah, we would have been like 13 when that movie came out. I remember I saw that in the theater. I went with my oldest brother, and he had no fucking clue what was going on.
neither did I, because that's the first Alien movie I watched. I watched every single Alien movie after I watched Covenant.
Did you watch Prometheus?
Yeah, I watched every single one.
Okay.
I just went on a binge
Yeah,
on watching all of them.
I had watched the other films before going to see Covenant, and yeah, it was definitely more easier to follow, like already having the context of Prometheus and what happens after Covenant.
Yeah.
But it was still kind of like a what the fuck is going on?
Have you ever been to a movie like went to like the theater to watch a movie, but it was like extremely packed? It's like
Oh
full of
God,
people.
I remember
For me, it was the Lego movie.
I remember it was the premiere of Godzilla versus Kong. Just
Oh
because that was
God,
like the
I
first
can't even.
time people could go watch a movie in theaters. So that was like the one movie everyone went to go see. And I remember going to see it on the opening night with Dom. And yeah, it was pretty fucking packed.
Should get Dom on the
Like,
podcast.
dude, I was talking to him earlier.
Get him on the
I
podcast.
was talking to I was talking to him earlier. Okay, well, I'll try to get him in the next one, but he's currently in the process of moving. So we're
Ah,
probably gonna have to wait a little bit.
all right, that's fine.
But he's moving to Maryland.
Maryland. Why?
Yeah, because he likes it there.
Oh, well,
Plus two,
actually,
Virginia
Maryland.
is
There's like they have like this event at a drag strip. I don't remember what the drag strip's called, but bring your Hemi
yeah.
over there, drag race all week.
Huh, that's cool. But it's also because where he's living in Maryland, it's close to Virginia, which he actually likes going there and whatnot.
How come he just
So
doesn't live in Virginia?
it's because his family wants to live in Maryland instead. Because where they're living is like
Oh,
close
so
to the
he's
ocean.
moving with his family, not by himself. Okay,
Yeah, no, he's moving in with his family.
yeah,
But
that's what confused
yeah,
me.
yeah, no. And also where they're living is like nearby the water. So
By the
it's kind
ocean.
of like a yeah. So to
Yeah,
them, it's kind of like a worth it thing. Then which they could still do that in Virginia, but whatever.
yeah.
uh, yeah, no, I remember watching it and it being like so packed. But I we were so lucky that like the two seats next to us were not taken. Like it was just every other rows of seats that were, and the one that we had, like there was still two left, but nobody took them.
Which area did they do? Were you like in the middle, the back, sides?
We were like towards the back because we always try to get the back.
I always go for like the back seat, one of the corners.
You know what I should do if I go to see Oppenheimer? I should go right towards the front, so when the nuke goes off, it just blinds me.
You know, I kind of want to go see it, but I don't really want to go to a theater.
I do. I like I've ever since I first heard about it coming out, I was like, I'm going to see this movie.
Well, the thing
Just
is, I
because,
also don't
like,
want to get like overcharged for like popcorn.
that's why you sneak in snacks, dude.
I do,
Like,
but I like
that's true.
popcorn.
That's true. Yeah, I'm pretty guilty of that too. I can't really say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I still sneak in snacks. I've been doing that since like I was probably 7.
You remember where Flagship is, right? In the, like the plaza
Yeah,
with like Dollar Tree. Just go to Dollar
yeah,
Tree.
and then there was
I
the old
shove my
recruiting station and
hoodie with
whatnot.
yeah, shove my hoodie with like a whole bunch of snacks.
You know what I did one time?
But
Uh, when me, Dom, and Kelly were going to see the Batman, uh, I'd put like some like I don't remember what they were. I think they were Mike and Ike's, but I'd put them in my hat. And I'd worn my hat, and nobody would even know at all. And I like stuffed the pockets of my leather jacket of other stuff too. I don't remember what it was, but I remember like knowing like there was just something else in my hat, and it just felt really funny having it there, and just knowing that nobody else knew about it. Like I wanted to be like a magician, be like, "You want to see a magic trick?"
do you remember at Flagship, the one in the plaza? There's like if you go into the bathroom, there's like this little machine. You put like quarters in and you get like fucking like a tiny ass glow stick or like a
Oh
Tide
yeah,
or
I
like
remember that.
a dye thing for your tongue. And I was like,
Yeah,
this is
I
the
remember that.
grossest shit ever.
Yeah, those were fucking disgusting.
I mean, I bought the
I
glow
don't know why.
sticks.
I don't know why I said disgusting. Disgusting.
I did buy a couple glow sticks though, just throw them on the floor of the theater.
Yep. Like here we go. We know our way back in this dark ass room, even though
That's
there's
the thing
lights on
is
the
like when the
floor.
movie ends, it's completely dark, but the lights don't do shit
Yeah,
because they
no,
turn on the
it's
lights after
still
the
like
movie, but it's
dim as
still dark.
fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's still dim as hell.
this is why I bring my like 10,000 lumen flashlight so I can blind everybody.
You just like put it up in the ceiling so that the whole room is just lit, or just like blind people,
I
just like
start pointing
directly.
it at
Like,
people and start flashing the light.
yep, like you know why I stopped you? Because I could see that candy in your pocket that you snuck in. Give me that shit.
I feel bad for the people that clean up the movie theaters after like a movie's done playing.
Yeah, imagine how sticky all the like fucking seats are and whatnot.
Because I know there's gonna be
Like
like some like 5-year-old that just dumped all his popcorn on the floor because he didn't want it anymore.
stuck his finger in his nose and put like boogers on the seats.
Yeah, I
Like
don't even
just
like I
some of the
always
most
wipe.
grossest shit
Yeah,
ever.
I always wipe the like hand, like the armrest down with like a napkin. This is
And you
always
wipe the
gross
what?
as fuck. I wipe the armrest of the seat in
Oh
the movie
yeah,
theater.
yeah, yeah. You know, there's like some weird shit that's probably been on that.
There's some dude probably getting head on the fucking armrest.
On the just sloppy saliva just drooling down onto the fucking
I
just
would not
onto
be
the
surprised that
armrest.
would happen.
Probably.
It definitely
It's probably
has.
more towards the back.
Oops. Yeah. What's the next topic? Weird foods.
Weird food. Yeah, weird foods.
Have you ever ate anything weird?
Uh, I think the weirdest thing I've eaten was
I
the
ate my neighbor's
fucking.
cat.
Okay, I think the weirdest thing I've eaten, like just randomly, was the fuck are those jelly beans? Like the ones that like you have to guess which one is like
Oh
this
yeah, yeah,
flavor
I
or you're
know what
gonna
you're
get the
talking
gross
about. Yeah,
one. Bamboozle is
yeah.
that what it's called?
I think it's called
Yeah,
like Bean Boozled or something. I don't know.
yeah,
I know what you're
bamboozle.
talking
That's
about.
what it was. But yeah, no, uh I've eaten the like I would eat the gross ones on purpose just to see how bad they were.
Well, okay,
Like
when
honestly,
I'm
some of
gonna
them.
sound weird as shit for this, but I downed the puke flavored ones. I thought they were good. I still do. I know I'm weird as fuck, but I
Okay,
think they're good.
so honestly, no, what I'm gonna say kind of adds to that. So I'm gonna be honest, the rotten eggs ones wasn't that bad.
It's not. I can down
It's
all the
not.
bad ones,
It's
bro.
it's really not. The rotten egg one, the toothpaste one was not that bad either.
Well, that's the one you want to get when it's the bad one.
Yeah, Like those and the rotten egg ones weren't bad,
Was there
but
any of them that made you gag?
honestly, there was like one I don't remember what it was,
What color was
but
it? I
it
could
was
probably
just
look it up.
I I can't remember. I was just like
Actually, let me
picking
look up the
one at a
flavors.
time, just eating them, and like I just remember it had a fucking foul smell in my mouth, and I just fucking hated it.
So many flavors. So there's
But
canned dog food, baby wipes, booger barf, centipede, moldy cheese, pencil shaving, skunk spray, rotten milk,
it
stinky
was that one.
socks,
It was
rotten milk,
skunk spray.
skunk spray.
Yeah,
Dude, I
that
thought those were good.
I no, it like delivered a foul odor in my mouth that just made me like. "Ugh."
I played that game with one
And
of
I'm
my
a
friends
guy.
back in You Go First.
I'm a guy who rarely gags from any sort of smell, but for some reason that just did.
I don't gag from smell. I don't really get grossed out.
I don't
Like
either. Because even when I do, I never gag. I just like kind of have a cringe feel, and that's it.
I usually go like, yeah, that's kind of gross, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
nasty.
is there any weird like meats you've eaten? Like I know you
Okay,
had
so
like
meat.
those like jerky sticks of like random animals.
Uh, I actually had one of alligator and ostrich, which was pretty
I
good.
have to. Those aren't
Uh,
really
which
weird
I've eaten
though.
alligator before. I've eaten alligator before. It was just like deep fried alligator from like some restaurant in.
Deep fry anything, it's gonna taste good.
Yeah, that's true. But I think the weirdest one for me was squirrel, gray squirrel. It was a gray squirrel I'd shot and ended up cooking. It wasn't bad. It was pretty good actually. It tasted like dark meat on turkey.
I'm not a fan
Like
of
that's
turkey.
literally what?
I'm not a fan of turkey.
Yeah.
It's like why
A
cook it
whole
for?
turkey is a whole
I'd
turkey is
rather have
awesome,
chicken.
but lunch meat turkey is kind of gas.
Or I'll have bologna. I like
But
my
yeah,
mystery meat.
no, it was I remember we had a substitute teacher for my freaking American history class in sophomore year. Or no, it was junior year. Mr. Sutton. I still remember that guy's name. I remember his full name too, but he was an awesome guy. Uh, he literally, I remember when I told him that, he's like, yeah, they're like the chicken in the trees. But they are. They're everywhere, and they literally taste like a bird, even though they're not. They're a mammal. They're a type
It's
of
also kind
rodent.
of weird. Like chicken is the base point for like a lot of like meats that kind of taste similar to.
Yeah, well, tuna doesn't taste like chicken, but they're everywhere. It's called the chicken of the sea.
I thought
So,
anchovies was like the chicken of the sea. Chicken of the sea. I never heard of tuna.
yeah, I guess that's true. In terms of like literally, then yeah, but tuna, I'm pretty sure it's because the
Well, you
what's that
yeah,
company?
you can get a lot of tuna. You can get them in, like packets, cans.
Yeah, like there's tuna everywhere in stores.
Yeah,
Uh, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, there was that, and oh, I can't really think of anything else that was weird because I've never had anything else weird other than square. Oh, frogs, frog legs. Frog
frog
legs
legs are
was
fucking
delicious.
delicious. Yeah, they're
I
good.
know they're bussin'. I have frog legs in my freezer right now.
Lucky
Like I want to
bastard.
make them. I know, dude. You know what's a really good recipe?
On the grill,
So what?
deep fried in butter.
No, not that. Buttermilk. That's really good.
Marinate
It
them in
gives it
buttermilk.
like yeah, marinate them in buttermilk, and then you fry them, and literally it like gives it this like creamier but like really satisfying flavor. Like it's really good. Like that shit with hot sauce is fucking
I've had a couple weird things. I've had like a snake blood shot. It's like
snake
they,
blood shot. What?
they kill a snake, pour the blood into like a shot glass, and put the heart in to the shot glass, so you take it like a shot.
Mm.
This one I
Okay,
was in
no, I know what you're
Vietnam.
talking about now.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. I was assuming this was in because I've heard of like snake oil being used in shots and whatnot and
yeah.
blood. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Okay,
I also eat balut, if you know what that is.
balut.
It's like a hang on, it's like an unfertilized duck egg. I mean, so like the duck is like the duck embryos in there. You know what that
Oh,
is?
so
Yeah, I
you
eat
still
that.
cook it. You still cook it, but it just has the duck still in it.
Yeah, it's an unborn
Okay.
duck pretty much. Not like it still has like the yolk part, but there's still the actual like duck fetus thing,
So
which I don't
abortion.
eat. I throw that out.
Yeah,
I
okay,
mean,
we're gonna get so many people mad for saying that. Whatever. They can
I
deal
don't
with
give a
it.
fuck.
Cry about it. Yeah, I just cry about it. Whatever.
Over it.
Welcome to the podcast.
That's pretty much the only weird. Well, weird for Americans, but not it's normal for Vietnamese people.
Well, yeah, because like you're out in the woods, so you kind of have to improvise with what you have.
Plus, with like a lot of Asian like people, is that we use like a lot of the animal. Like we use every single part of the animal. Like nothing goes to waste.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Oh, uh, you ever like had any weird herbs? Like
Weird
just
herbs?
going around picking in the woods? Yeah.
No.
I guess it's not
Actually,
weird because
I picked up some lobster of the woods earlier.
oh, the mushroom.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, that's not really a herb, but yeah, that's I'm gonna count it. Yeah,
it
no,
tastes
I've
good.
never tried that yet.
It's good.
Huh. Yeah, see, fuck. Now I wish I was in Maine right now so I can go find some. Uh, what was it? Oh yeah. Uh, I guess
Here,
it's not a weird herb,
you go on with your
but
story.
like,
I need to use the bathroom real quick.
all right.
Be
So
right
for me,
back.
like weird herbs, the only ones I've really tried was wintergreen, and that's it. And I guess it's not really a weird herb because it's just a mint. That's all is, which is pretty good. Which actually, where are my mints right now? I don't see 'em. But yeah, no, wintergreen is pretty good. And they last all year round. You can find them in the ground, and they have edible berries. So you can collect the leaves to eat. Yeah, use it as like chew, make your mouth all nice and fresh. Or you can make the tea out of the leaves and also eat the berries at the same time. And they're pretty good. I actually like the berry more than the actual leaf itself because the berries still have that like sweetness, but also still the tart minty taste of the leaf. So it's kind of just the best of both worlds. So best of both the worlds sort of thing. Uh, damn, I don't know what else. I guess strawberries could count, but that's not really a weird herb or fruit because people know what strawberries are. I guess it's just weird just because
I'm back.
strawberries are very. Oh, you're back.
Something about
Okay.
strawberries. What are we talking about?
Yeah, strawberries. That's another one I've had. Uh, strawberries aren't really weird because people know what they are, but they're not the same as they are in supermarkets because those are genetically modified, which is why they're really big. Wild strawberries, they're tiny. Like they're like no bigger than the tip of my finger.
Yeah, like
Like
blueberries and raspberries are tiny as fuck if you find them in the wild.
if anything, blueberries and raspberries are bigger than strawberries in the wild.
Yeah,
Like literally, like if you go up to a blueberry bush, if you take a wild strawberry and you put it right next to a wild blackberry, it's literally the same size, if not smaller, than the blackberry. But no, as I was just saying, wintergreen was one weird herb I've tried. Both the plant and also the berries that are from it. Which honestly, the berry's the best part.
I tried the actual plant part when we went hiking.
Yeah. If you ever do find the berry, it's pretty good. I'd try it. It's
Yeah,
like
I'll
a
try
shot
it.
of sweetness, but still has the mint. It still has the mint to it. So it's pretty good. What's the next topic? Oh, EMT stories. This is what I wanted to know from you. Like,
I don't really have anything interesting for that. Like I'm pretty sure I told you about the vacuum cleaner kids. I'll talk about it on the podcast because it's just okay. So pretty much babies and they were playing with like the actual hose of the vacuum cleaner and they put the like actual like tip of the nozzle onto their mouths and nose, which is very bad because kids could easily get a collapse along that way. And that did unfortunately happen to one kid, but kid's safe, kid's fine, and it's pretty much the only like weird story I have. I don't really have anything else.
what about I hate to bring up dramatic shit, but what about the time you had your first call to a dead body?
I mean, it was really weird because like pronouncing her dead was really weird, just because like this person used to be alive and they're just not there anymore. I don't really know how to explain it, but it was a really weird feeling. It's pretty much just put her in a body bag, put her in the ambulance, and take her to the morgue.
Hmm.
It's the what do you call it? The person at the morgue determines her cause of death. EMTs don't do that, so I don't really know what her
Right,
cause of death was.
because they're the ones actually looking over the body
Yeah,
to like
because
see what happened.
yeah, so that's pretty much the only experience I had with the dead body.
Oh, tell them about that weird ass fact you told me that your friend that works at a morgue said something about the body
Oh yeah,
doing
okay.
some
Somebody, okay,
spooky
so
shit.
when you die, your nerves are still firing because that just happens. I don't know the specifics, but some bodies at the morgue will just sit straight up,
Yeah,
and
that's like the creepiest shit I think I've ever heard someone tell me about what happens after you die.
it's because your nerves are
Because
still
like,
firing and your muscles are still moving. So I don't know. It's really weird. And if I ever experience that, I'm punching the shit out of a dead body.
yeah, no, I'd be fighting a dead body too, just out of fear, just like
It's like motherfucker, you're not getting me.
it's a zombie. But yeah, no, I know like one weird fact about it, and it's that like for us guys, after you die, well, you'll get an erection.
Yep.
That's like what, like after like the third day of being dead or some shit like that.
I don't know the specifics of it.
I don't
I
either.
just know that
Oh,
we get boners.
on that note, uh, there's a spider that exists that I've known ever since I was a kid, and was one of the leading factors to my arachnophobia that I had when I was really young. It's called the Brazilian wandering spider. It's, well, as the name hints, it's a type of wandering spider that lives in South America in the Amazon. It's one of the most venomous spiders in the world. And the bite is just ridiculous. But one of the leading uh like side effects that it gives you, that only happens for men, of course, is that the venom can cause you to have an erection for like hours on end. So it's just a painful, like, stiffness on your dick.
I know there's
Like the
like,
erection you don't want to have.
especially for hours, that's you're gonna explode.
Yeah, that. And it would hurt too. Like it probably wouldn't feel good,
Yeah.
considering that's just venom going, flushing blood to your dick. But yeah, no. Like if I ever film in the Amazon for nature's reptiles and I find one, I am gonna bring that up. But obviously, it's gonna be way more cleaner than what I just said.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that is something I do not wish to experience, considering not only will that happen, but if I get bit, well, I could die, considering it's killed people. All right. Next topic, because I know there's more. Oh, pet stories.
You have any funny pet stories?
Uh Damn, not any I can like recall. Maybe once you start, maybe okay, tell some of yours because then I'll probably start to remember.
I don't I don't think I actually have any. I just wanted to know if you had any. Like I
Okay.
know I think
Uh
the first time I took my cat when she was like a couple months old, I took her to the beach and she ate like a bunch of sand. So yeah, I took her to the vet. She's all fine. That's pretty much the only like weird pet story I have.
uh
No, wait, no,
I
I have
remember
another one. I
I
got another one. So I'm opening the cupboard. Okay, so the cupboard. You know how there's like I don't know how your kitchen's set up, but in my kitchen there's like a cupboard above where the like stove is, and
yeah,
there's like
mine's kind of
something
similar
in
to that.
there. Yeah, there's something in there I need to grab, and my cat is like at my feet. Okay, so I grab it, and there's like an island, like a kitchen island right behind me. So I grab that item, put it on the counter. I turn back to close the door, and my cat is up there.
Oh,
And the thing is, she was probably like 6 months old and tiny at that point.
Jesus.
So I don't even know how the fuck she went up there without me hearing too, because I had shit on the sides of the stove. Okay, so what's your
Okay.
story?
I remember like the first time Sophie had ever seen Sophie. She's my dog. She's a Aussie cattle dog. And if you want to know, for the Aussie cattle dog aficionados, she's a blue heeler. She's that variation, not red. Uh, as much as I like the red one more, to be honest. Uh, yeah. So I remember the first time Sophie had ever seen a wild snake. It was when I was at the Androscoggin Riverlands. It's this like state park that's up in Turner, and I'd caught snakes there before. I'd found them, I caught them before, just mess around with them, let them go. And I remember when we were walking back, there was a little garter snake just slithering down on the ground. I went to go grab him, and this one was pretty damn bitey. Like he just wanted to fight for his life. And eventually, I got him to calm down after a little bit of handling. And what ended up happening though is that Sophie, obviously getting too curious and too careless, got up close, and then the snake just swings back around, mouth wide open, almost bites her on the goddamn nose. Like,
That
if it had bit her on the nose, it probably would have just latched on and hang on there until it would have let go.
your dog got lucky.
Yeah, which obviously the guard snake would have done nothing. It's literally harmless to humans and dogs, unless she would have eaten it, because garter snakes are known to be poisonous. That is because of the fact that the salamanders they eat contain poison that is obtained from the insects they eat also. So yeah, it kind of just passed down from one thing to the other.
Yeah. Uh, okay, so not much for that topic. What would your last
Yep.
meal be? That's our next topic.
See, when you first wrote that, I was thinking like, damn, what would my last meal be? Like I know what I'd want for my last moments of life be, but like, what the hell would I even eat before I die? Uh, Probably some lamb.
Lamb?
Like, yeah, lamb with like a fruit bowl of just like all kinds of fruits that I like.
Oh, I'm eating like a 3-year-old.
Just going for like the most random shit you could think of.
I honestly, for my last, if am I, it depends what the scenario is of like where my last meal is. Like, am I on death row? Like,
Yeah, see, that's even
if I'm on death row, I'm eating like an entire like phone book.
yeah. If I'm on death row, I don't even care about that point. It's like just give me where the fuck you have. Like, give me the most random things that nobody should be eating, just so you can get it done and over with.
If I were, I don't really know what my last meal would be.
On death row, you eat a whole thing of yellow cake, which is just straight up uranium.
I'd probably eat like a cyanide pill.
True, then it's just done and over with.
I mean,
Even though cyanide is a really painful, slow way to go.
I really don't know what my last meal would actually be. I'm
Oh
trying to
yeah,
think.
I'd also have uh like a glass of apple juice with it too.
I think
I
my
know,
last meal would be the entire
such a
McDonald's
weird
menu.
ass meal. I know. What?
Mine would be the entire McDonald's menu.
Yo, doing a mukbang. If I was on death row, I would just do a mukbang.
Dude, I would eat every single thing off the McDonald's menu.
Yeah.
So, next topic is dream jobs.
Yeah, that was one I wrote down.
Yeah.
What is like your dream job?
Oh, I'm going to school for criminal justice. My eventual goal after everything is done is to become either a detective or some sort of investigator. That's what I
Yeah,
want to
because I
do.
remember I remember like you were big into that even before you tried to join the military.
Yeah, because I've always had an interest in it, and nobody else in my family has done it before, so it's something new.
Right. Kind of like a first to try and you don't know till you try sort of thing.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I more specifically, I want to work on like missing persons cases because I've
Yeah,
always
like
been
for
interested in.
missing 411.
Yeah, the 4-on-1 shit.
Be working with David Politis,
That'd be cool as fuck. I'd probably
or
go
as I
missing in
call
the
him.
process, but it'd be cool.
Hey, at least you know what happened.
Nobody else does.
Yep.
Honestly, I
You
would
go.
probably go missing on purpose and just lead a whole bunch of misleading clues up to where I am.
It's like that's what all the missing 411 people did. They're just like, all right, time to sneak away. Oh, I went this way. No, I really went this way. Here, this lighter's down here, but I really didn't ever use one.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I would do.
Uh,
What's your dream job?
honestly, I think most people that know who I am already probably know what my dream job is.
Yeah, it's a
But
beekeeper.
my dream job, but
Yeah, your dream job is to be a beekeeper.
a beekeeper. No, uh, no, my dream job would be to be a conservationist. Like that's kind of the one thing I would want to do. Like I feel like I've always wanted to do some form of conservation, even if it's nothing drastic. Like if it's just something small that I can do to help, then yeah, like I'm down to do it. But if I could get involved with like trying to help with like orangutans losing habitat or like some weird thing going on that could disrupt some ecosystem because something got introduced or whatever, like things like that. Like, or the one really big thing I would really love to do, and I'm actually planning on doing this after I start going to school for conservation and zoology, is to actually do a breeding program, but actually have the breeding program be a reintroduction program also. Because the problem with a lot of breeding programs that are out right now, they don't have like a foolproof thing for what to do after they had gotten that species to repopulate. They kind of just keep them and that's it. Like they don't actually have a plan to be like, okay, we got this pair all paired up. Let's send them back to wherever in the world they came from so we can keep their numbers going over here and then just sending them back more so that the population just reboosts every single time rather than having to just breed them, keep them, do nothing with them, and then just rinse and repeat. Like, because literally there are animals out there that are super endangered because of the fact that we are literally doing nothing to like in any form of action. Like, yes, we're breeding them, but we're not actually sending them back to where they're from. Like, that is the only reason why they're gonna go extinct is if we do not send them back. Like, and I'm not saying we should have laws like let's ban this and ban this. Like, no, I feel like people should be able to keep whatever they want as a pet. Like it or not, we are the dominant species of this planet. But that is just a fact. I'm just gonna get that out of the way. But when it comes to the natural resources and just the overall environment and the ecosystems, yes, those need to be there to keep those things in check. Like, and also, well, if they ain't none in the wild, how you gonna have any as a pet? Like, it all interconnects. Like, it's all a goddamn web. And if one thread of web gets cut, the rest of the web goes down. Like, that's just how things work. Like, but a lot of uh these breeding programs don't really do much to actually send back any of the animals or whatnot. Like you could totally do it. I imagine it doesn't cost much to just ship an animal from one place to another and then just release the cage and let it go back to where it originally came from. Like, especially if it's all on land. Like, really think about it for a second. How much do you think it would cost for like the Canadian government to start helping the main state government to reintroduce timber wolves into the state and just by crossing the border? Like, how much do you think that would all cost?
Probably like, how much is gas?
I honestly don't know. How much is gas in
Probably
Maine
like,
right now?
fucking, I don't, I just buy E85 in like those, like little ass barrels. I don't know how much it is at a pump. I'm looking it up right now. In
Okay,
Maine,
well, because
it's
even like Because even
Uh,
like we have places to put them. Like we totally have places to put them.
like
Like
3.6 to $3.7. It's
oh
definitely went down.
yeah, see that's definitely not that. It's not as bad as it used to be. But
Yeah,
yeah, no. Like if you take whatever populations that you were raising up and teaching how to hunt and do all these other things for their experience in the wild, and then ship them from Manitoba all the way to the state of Maine, like all in one road trip, and then let them go in like Baxter State Park or something, which is a massive state park. Like just that, the northwest region of Maine as a whole, like that whole area is the middle of nowhere.
yeah,
Like, and not many people live there. And you could totally do it. Like, you just have to have them in a protected area where people can't get in and the wolves couldn't get out so that they wouldn't get hunted. And here's the thing, too, is like, I would have a proposal where it was you reintroduce them, let them breed and get to a certain population, and then allow a hunting season for them for like a month so that once that month is over, people don't have to go hunting them and the wolves can repopulate again. Like kind of how we have for white-tailed deer. Like deer
yeah,
season is from like the beginning of November to the end of it. Well, specifically for rifle. But yeah, it's only for like that month. People can go out, hunt, and get their white-tailed buck or doe if they have a doe permit for the year, and then call it then. Like, and that's what most people do. Most people mostly hunt in rifle season, and that's it. Like, not a whole lot of hunters ever really use the muzzle loaders anymore. And even archers, they'll usually just go out for like one buck for that one season, and that's it. And I imagine a lot of people would do the same with wolves if those laws existed. Like, you just have them for that one season, and then that's it. And then just rinse and repeat. So at least then the wolves can still repopulate and actually get a foothold while still being able to have the way to control them through hunting without having to wipe them out just like that, like how we did before hundreds of years ago.
yeah.
Now, the only problem with that, though, and I've heard of it too, is poaching, which, yes, that would definitely be a problem. But a lot of poachers get caught, especially in the United States. And that's why poaching isn't even that big of a crime here, all that much like how it is in Australia or most countries in Africa. Like, it's definitely worse down there because down there, it is literally like a way of life. Like, people here in America don't poach for money. A lot of people here in America poach because they want to poach, not because they have to, but because they want to. It's not the
Food.
same as even that though. Like, yeah, but like, yeah, like in Africa, like people will literally poach for food and money, especially the money and food. It just depends on what tribe they originated from or what country it is or what the laws are that are in place. Like the whole ivory wars that are going on right now, which is like anti-poachers versus poachers to protect elephants against the ivory trade into China. And China pays really good damn money for ivory. So that's like one of the biggest contributing factors to the extinction of elephants right now. And with that being said, a lot of poachers do it because of that. It's not like white-tailed like how like what is the value of white-tailed deer antlers? Like what is the actual value? Like no country in the world is buying them for any medical purposes or anything like that. Like medicinal purposes, what I was trying to say, not medical. But because there really isn't, there's nothing really medicinal about it. It's just a thing of skin, and that's it. That's just hardened. And other than that, the only thing I can think of you can do with them is use them to attract other deer or just hang them up on the wall, and that's it. And that's, again, another whole reason why poaching isn't even that big of a crime here in the United States. So that's why I wouldn't be too worried about it if wolves were reintroduced to Maine.
Yeah.
Or even here in Florida, I wouldn't be that worried about it either.
I looked up white-tailed deer antler prices, and they're going for $12 a pound.
Okay, well that's actually not bad.
Not bad, yeah.
But I imagine a lot of people that poach, they're probably not going to tell anyone that they shot the deer. They're probably just going to be like, "Oh yeah, I found them in the woods. Don't ask where I found them. I didn't go to some fenced area that I wasn't supposed to be in."
Yeah.
Ignore the photo I took of me holding the deer.
Yeah, ignore the rifle in my truck.
Yeah, ignore the 6.8 Creedmoor round that's covered in blood that I pulled out of the deer carcass.
Don't look at that.
uh,
Don't look at my pocket knife that still has blood stains on it.
yeah, ignore that. Um, okay, if you had to pick, would you rather have cougars back or wolves back in Maine?
I see cougars all the time at Applebee's. So yeah,
Yeah, no, those cougars aren't extinct, and they're not gonna be extinct for a while. But but
wait. So what was the
like
other one? Cougars and what?
wolves. If you had to pick one over the other,
Wolves.
what would you have back in Maine?
Wolves.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly. See, that's
dog.
another thing too, is wolves would be so much safer to have in Maine than cougars. Because unlike cougars, wolves don't actively stalk a person. Like, you've seen videos of people walking in California and like Sierra Nevada mountains and shit, and they're just
And they
being
got like a
followed
cougar just
by
watching
this.
them.
Yeah, or just following them right in the open trail, just looking right at them, like, "Yep, I'm watching you, motherfucker." Like, no, like, because and here's the thing too: is watching those videos and hearing stories of people getting attacked by cougars, I've realized what certain patterns will mean in terms of behavior. Like the because even like if you look at your cat, like in the way how they behave, you'll notice similar characteristics also. Like videos I've seen of cougars where it's them like with the ears back, the tails flickering back and forth, they're going like growling and whatnot, and they're still following the guy to make sure he gets out. That's a hey, you're not welcome here, get out. Like that's territorial display. But when it's but when you know what's worse though?
What?
When the cougar is not making any noise, its ears are pointed straight forward and its tail's not doing that thing at all, and it's just staring at you. Because you know what that means?
Then I attack.
No, that's I'm gonna eat you attack. That's I'm gonna stalk you till you're not looking at me, and I'm gonna fucking eat you once you start looking the other way. Like, because big cats do it. Like big cats love the elements of surprise. Like
My cat
tigers
does it.
do it. Yeah, like your cat will do it. And in India, they would actually wear masks behind on the back of their head to keep away tigers and leopards, especially leopards, because they like to pounce from the trees, but they will only do it when something's looking the other way, when they're not looking in the general direction. So when they see a pair of eyes staring in the general direction that they're in, it ends up doing like a mind fuck to them. They're like, wait, that thing's looking at me still. Shit, I can't pounce yet. And whether it worked or not, it did that time that people were doing it, kind of seen a slight drop in leopard attacks. But the fact that cougars do the exact same thing, it's like, yeah, you know what that stalking means. Once you see it just looking dead at you, its ears are pointed forward, and it's just silent. It's just looking at you because it wants to know when you're going to look away. So it can pounce on you, kill you, and then take you away and eat you. Like, honestly, I'd rather have wolves than cougars. Like, because of that.
Yeah.
Also, wolves scare easily. Like, you shoot a gun in the air, it's going to run off.
Doesn't make any sort of loud sound on a runoff.
Yeah, like you talking in the woods, like it already knows what that voice means. So it's like, shit, there's people here. I gotta go. Like, all right. What's the next topic?
Biggest waste of money
Biggest
we
waste of
spent.
money spent. Okay, I actually recently did. So you know that new e-bike I got?
Yes.
That was a complete waste of fucking money.
Should have went with the e-bike I got.
I know. I
How
got
much was it?
a cheap. I got a cheap communist one for like $1,000, and it was pretty bad. So here's the thing: the reason why it was bad was because it literally it was literally a scam. It had misleading info in it saying that the battery lasts for like 30 miles when really it only lasts for like 16.
That's half of what it was advertised.
Yeah, that's half of what it was advertised. And that's already as much as my current e-bike does right now, which is stupid because it's like,
Half the price of it.
yeah, like it was half the price for that bike. And that bike was definitely not a scam, but the current one I recently had, that definitely was. I was like, yep, that's misleading info.
Or what are you gonna do with the
Definitely
e-bike?
not
You
worth
gonna
the
sell
money.
it?
Hmm?
What are you gonna do with the e-bike?
Oh no, I already got rid of it and I got my money back.
Uh,
Yeah, because they had a refund thing, so they were like, all right, well, we'll just give you the money back and then just take back the bike.
here, I can link you this one. Putting it in cancer. It's expensive, but it's definitely worth it. It's the same one I have.
I'll either go with that one or I'll actually go out and look for an e-bike instead of just looking on the internet and be like, oh yeah, this looks good enough.
Well, I like my
But
e-bike. It's pretty cool. Definitely got my money's
what
worth
was
out
it?
of it.
What was another big waste of money I spent? I don't remember. I don't think I was anything else other than that.
Uh, I have one, and it's just all my Counter-Strike skins. Legit, I
Not
probably spent
surprised.
over like $8,000 worth of skins. Or,
Jesus.
yeah, just on the second account, just on my second account that I'm playing on right now, it's like probably has like $1,000 worth of skins on it.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's just
Oh yeah.
Counter-Strike
You know what's
skins.
another big waste of money that I've
What?
done? The house I'm currently living in.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, this house was not worth it. Moving on.
The next topic. It's what would you do if everyone on Earth disappeared? Like you go to sleep, wake up, nobody's there. Everybody's just gone.
Dude, I'd fuck around with the most random shit ever.
Yeah, I would too.
You already know I'd be like shooting guns in the air and whatnot. Like I'd just be doing the most dumbest shit ever. Like if there was like nobody like for the next 24 hours, like just for one day, I would just be doing the dumbest shit ever. And then just like wake up the next day, people are like just looking around like nothing happened. But I knew what happened. Like nobody would just be like, nothing weird
Or
happened.
stealing everybody's pet.
That's true too. That too, like you could probably like steal some things. Dude, loot a fucking Target.
Dude, I'm picking all the salami.
I'd be going to like uh all the zoos and just like messing around with the animals and whatnot.
I would go to Petco and free all the birds in the store.
Introducing a new invasive species to the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, speaking of, there's monk parakeets is what they're called. And they're originally from India, but they're like these green parrots just flying around.
In your state,
Yeah,
can't you just take one? Just bring it home. Got a bird pet.
I kind of want to. I kind of want to catch one and just bring it home. Be like, you're mine now. Uh, yeah, I
Next
really
topic.
don't know what else I'd do.
I don't know either. So the next topic is 24 hours
24 hours
left
to
to
live.
live. What are you doing?
Again, I'd still be doing the most foul shit. 'Cause it's like, if I only have 24 hours to live, then fuck it, might as well go off a bang. Like,
Honestly, I'd have a normal day, but then like probably like 30 seconds before I actually do just die, I'd probably just be like, I don't really feel good and just drop. Just talk to somebody and be like,
yeah,
yeah,
I feel like,
I don't really feel good.
I feel
And
like,
just drop dead.
I feel like for like the last few moments, I would just go out to the middle of nowhere and then just let my body drop there.
I'd be in like a crowded Walmart.
A crowded Walmart.
Yep. I just want to traumatize everybody.
Like, if I'm gonna die, I'm taking y'all with me mentally.
Actually, speaking of that, I thought of the topic. Do you Did you ever read about creepypastas when you were a kid?
Oh yeah, I definitely. Even if I didn't read any, I listened to like audio
Yes, I have.
stories
And I
of
always
them.
thought they were real, and I'd always scare myself. You remember
How do
Smile
I,
Dog?
dude? I thought Small Dog was a real cursed image.
I thought Jeff the Killer was real.
See, I didn't think Jeff the Killer was real because there was just so many people dressed up as him.
You remember the Rake?
I thought that thing was fucking real.
I did too. Creepypastas
Only
aren't
for me to
really a thing
realize,
anymore.
only for me to realize it was just a story from 4chan.
Yeah, you don't really want to believe anything off of 4chan.
Yeah, no, I won't.
Okay, so next topic is what is one crime you think shouldn't be illegal?
That kind of really depends on like what level of the crime itself is. Like
Just
depending on
one
what it
crime
is.
in general should not be a crime at all.
Uh, damn, that's okay. You know what? Vigilantism, but with context.
For me, it'd be a quadruple murder. Only quadruple murder though. So if you
Only
kill one person, you're
quadruple
gonna have to
murder.
kill three more for it not to be legal. I mean illegal.
That, that's a weird way of putting it.
Honestly, I'd probably make speeding illegal. Or I mean legal.
Yeah, it's something that's illegal. Illegal.
Because like you have the autobahn in Germany, nobody like everybody's going like over 200 miles an hour over there.
Oh, that's true. Uh, Now here's one thing I would say that shouldn't be illegal, or at least laws should be changed on, is
Kidnapping.
the legal age for consumption of
Consumption of
substances.
what?
Like
Like 18.
anything, weed, yeah, weed, like alcohol, fucking anything like that, that's legal to consume.
There's
Like it
some
should just be
countries in
18.
fucking Europe that
Yeah,
it's
there's
legal to
country
drink at like 16.
Australia, yeah, because even Australia, I'm pretty sure a good chunk of European, Asian countries is 18. Pretty sure there's African countries where it's 18. I'm pretty sure there's Latin American countries where it's 18. Like most of the rest of the world, it's 18. Like nobody else does 21 except for us. I don't
We
even
can
think
buy a
Canada does
gun
it
before
either.
we can drink.
I know. Like, and even then, you can only have rifles, shotguns, long guns in general, but you can't have a handgun, which also doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, so I can have a long gun, but I can't have a handgun, smoke, or have a beer at the age of 18. Oh, and also I can drive.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. Like, honestly, if the legal adult age is supposed to be 18, then everything else should be the same for it also.
Yeah.
Not, hey, let's tweak a little things here and there just to fuck around with people and see if anyone will fall in line.
Well, I turn 21 next year, so I gotta wait. I gotta wait
That's true.
over a year before I'm able to drink. I'm not gonna be really much of a drinker. Probably have like one beer. That's about it. Because I'm terrified of kidney stone.
I still have a couple. I still have a couple years.
How old are you 20 next year? Like 20?
Yeah, I'm 20 next year.
Yeah. So the next topic is, do you remember Salad Fingers and Happy Tree Friends?
I remember Happy Tree Friends. I've never heard of Salad Fingers.
Really?
Yeah, I watched Happy Tree Friends, but I've never seen Happy Fingers or Salad
Salad
Fingers, not
Fingers.
Happy Fingers.
Dude, I've never met anybody that doesn't know what Salad Fingers is. It's usually the
It
other way
sounds
around.
familiar. It sounds familiar.
It's like this green dude with the long fingers, and he has like a metal spoon. I don't remember much about it, but
It sounds a little more familiar now that you're saying it.
oh, actually, there's one more show that we we talked about cartoons in the last podcast. But do you remember My Gym Partner is a Monkey?
I've never heard of that.
Oh, dude, I watched that show religiously. I love that show. You never heard of
My
that?
gym partner is a monkey. I've never heard of that.
It's about
Sounds
this.
fucking awesome.
It's about this white ginger kid, and he gets like I don't remember how he gets into like the school, but it's a school with talking animals. It was a really good show. That's all I remember about it.
Wasn't it on Cartoon Network or
Yes, it was.
Nickelodeon?
It was on Cartoon
Okay,
Network.
okay. No, now that you're saying it, I think I might know what it is.
Yeah, there's like it's like this monkey long tail. I think
Yeah,
the monkey was orange. He wore
I've
like a
never seen
t-shirt
it,
and a
but I've
hat.
heard of people. Yeah, I've never seen
Yeah.
it, but I've heard of people talking about it. And the kid's like the only human in the school.
Yes.
Okay, well that's as far as I know of. Because I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
It was such a good show.
Um,
You probably
I don't
won't
know.
like it now since you're older, but
Whatever. Hey, I'm a guy that still watches animated films even when they come out. So
I'm still watching Invader Zim, so yeah, I can't really.
I know. Well, it's also because like I'm just big on filmmaking, also, like of any kind. Because you know, it's a really dumb argument
What?
when people try to say animation's only meant for kids, when there's plenty of animated stuff that wasn't intended for children.
Family Guy,
Like
The Simpsons, American Dad.
Watership Down. That
I'm
movie
trying to
was
think of other
fucking
ones.
horrifying.
Yeah.
Uh, most anime that exists.
Hentai.
Yeah, that literally.
Is there any more? Oh,
Oh,
last topic. Oh, what do you want to
Adventure
say?
Bros. Adventure Bros.
Yes.
That's another one.
Is that the
Archer.
show with like the meatball, the French fry, and the soda dude?
No, that's
Adventure Force.
Super Aqua Squad or some shit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Archer. That's another one. I actually watched that when I was
I
younger.
never watched that.
I was like, dude, it was like one of my favorite shows ever. Yeah, Archer. Because even like the fact that a lot of Disney films back then did not pull any punches.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't just for children. Like,
There's
literally,
also a
and I
lot of like
remember,
children shows that have adult jokes too.
yeah, and that too. Like, how can you truly say it's for kids if they slip in some of the humor? Like,
Like SpongeBob, Gravity Falls definitely had some regular show and all that.
yeah. But I remember in Mulan, the good one, the 1999 version, not the
I never watched
shitty
the movie.
remake. That movie was like awesome. That was like my first war movie ever as a kid. But nah, literally, there's a scene where Mulan gets cut and almost dies from an injury, and she like actually bleeds in the fucking movie. Like
It's kind
literally,
of
there was
normal to
people
see blood
fucking
in movies.
yeah. But that's the thing though. Like everything nowadays is so censored. Like
Oh
everyone's
yeah,
so
that's
damn
true.
soft. Like, oh my god, we can't have children seeing blood. Like, oh, what things are gonna have later on in life? Like, you know how early on kids bleed just from fucking around, like riding their bikes, scraping their knee, or
Doing just the
jumping
dumbest
around
shit.
next to a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like jumping around, thing of around a set of stairs, and they fall over and smash a fucking elbow on the fucking side of the wall, scraping it.
But actually, since we're on
Like,
this topic, what's the dumbest thing you did as a kid?
oh, the dumbest thing I've done as a kid. Uh,
I got a story.
bombing hills, bombing
Huh?
hills on a scooter. Because I remember like one of my worst fucking injuries was from bombing a hill on a fucking shitty like Razor scooter, and I slid like 15 feet from where I fell, just straight up scraping my fucking knees the entire way there, like fucking chest
Oh
first.
my god.
Yeah, that was the
I,
dumbest shit I'd ever done.
I had something similar. I was riding my bike down this. Okay, so the hill is like gravel kind of hill, just small rocks. And I was going down, and I hit this like little bump. I went up, and when I landed, I lost control, fell off, and pretty much rolled down probably like 20 feet, just scraping the shit, getting rocks in my skin and the shit.
Ooh,
Yeah, it was not fun. I ate shit on that hill.
that was fun.
I actually, we're boys, and
What's what's the most dumbest thing you've done recently that
oh,
like actually got you hurt?
got me hurt. I actually
Yeah.
don't know.
For me, it was stepping on a fire ant nest
Oh my
recently.
God.
I got swarmed. Now, here's the thing though. It actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Because everyone was saying like, "Oh my God, it fucking hurts" and all this shit. And I remember my brother that I'm currently living with right now, like a long, long time ago when he was like 4, he got swarmed by fucking fire ants. Like they were covering his legs and everything. And that shit's like traumatic for a 4-year-old kid. But when
Yeah.
it happened to me, this was like a couple weeks ago that this happened. It actually wasn't that bad. It wasn't like a fucking ow, this hurts. It was more like just a what the fuck? Like more like an irritation, really.
Yeah.
Like it definitely had the like burning sensation, but it was only at the initial sting. But after you'd get him off, it like nothing fucking hurt afterwards. And there was like no swelling. There was nothing. Like nothing, not even really marks either. Like it was kind of just a the hell, swipe him off. That was it. So if anything, I feel like a wasp sting is worse. Like I've had wasp stings that were worse than that.
Wasp stings fucking suck. I hate those.
Yeah, no, wasps just they just suck.
Yeah.
Remember I got
I,
stung right in the back from a yellow jacket one time when I was 14.
I got one in like my knee, except it was like at the area where like the knee bends. If that makes sense. I don't really know. It's like at the bottom part of the knee, right behind where it is. It's like that little joint.
Oh, yeah, like the back of the knee.
Yeah. I got stuck in there and it
Oh,
fucking
you got
sucked.
stung there?
Yeah.
Oh,
'Cause I didn't even feel the
Jesus.
bee. I didn't feel the wasp on me until it stung.
Yeah, that's what happened to me with when I got stung on my when I got stung on my back. I didn't feel it until it just sharp fucking pain in my
Yeah.
back.
Hey,
That was fun.
do you have any like? I know this is gonna be sound weird because I have a story for this, but do you have any like kind of like a secret you're gonna take to the grave, or like just any sort of dark
Is it
secret?
really a secret though if I tell everyone to the world this story?
I got a story. Yeah. Want me to go first, or do you want to go
Uh
first?
I don't really have like a fucked up story really
Mine isn't really fuck. Oh, it kind of is.
or secret. I don't really have like any fucked up things like that really.
I do. Okay, so my story is that okay, so my friend, he lives in this apartment building, but it's not like it's an apartment building where it's like just a house, but there's like 2 floors where separate tenants live. So one tenant's on the top floor, one's on the bottom floor.
Hmm.
And my friend lived on the bottom floor, and on the top floor was this like I think she might have been like early to mid 20s, and she was a super spiritual person. She believed in ghosts and all that. So every time I would go over, and if I ever had the unfortunate timing of actually meeting with her, she'd stop me in the hall for like 20 minutes to talk to me about ghosts and random shit. I was like, yeah, okay, cool. I don't really fucking care, but okay, cool. So I decided to kind of play a prank on her because I was staying with them for like a week for I don't even remember what, but I was staying with them for a week, and I brought my speaker, like this small kind of Bluetooth speaker, and she left her apartment door unlocked for whatever reason. I don't know why. And in this apartment building, there's no cameras either because it is an old building. So I went in, hid the speaker in her like in the. So she has like this coffee table with like a bunch of random stuff on it. So I stuck it in the tissue box, and I would play like those like ghost kind of girl sound effects, be like "help me" and all that.
Oh yeah.
I would play that at like 2 in the morning. And one time I played like so my friend recorded him saying like her name, kind of like as a demon, I guess, very like dark and raspy.
Oh yeah.
And she comes bolting down. I played it one night. She comes bolting down the stairs, slamming on our door. It's like I opened the door and she's crying. I was like, okay, what's wrong? And she's like, oh yeah, there's a demon in my apartment. I'm so scared. I was like, okay. Uh, so I
Okay.
it's like, yeah, okay, cool. And so yeah, she's sitting on on his couch, and we're trying to calm her down. I was like, okay, maybe I took this a little too far. So I decided to take. I'm gonna take it a little, like one more step further.
You're contemplating, oh yeah, I took this a little too far. Let's go even further.
So my friend's girlfriend left her like empty perfume bottle on his dresser. So I poured water into it and I said it's like holy water spray or some shit. And I told her to spray it on like her fucking like her mirrors in the house. And I said the demon should go away. And she was super gullible, so she believes in anything. Well,
Oh
obviously, since
God.
she believes in ghosts. So yeah, so she goes back up, starts spraying it, and for the next 2 days, I don't play the sound, kind of make her believe. And then she leaves for work. So she left for work. I went back up, and I did something to make the mirrors crack. I don't want to admit too much. And I got those like fake blood things you could buy at, like
Yeah.
Party City or whatever.
Yeah, the like,
I bought like some of that. I poured it on like all the mirrors and wrote her name on it.
oh shit.
And legit, she comes back, starts screaming, runs out, drives off, and that's legitimately the last time I ever saw her.
That's the last time you ever saw her.
I feel kind of bad. Not really.
Kind of bad. Yeah. I was gonna say, when someone says kind of bad, it's like, not really.
She didn't even take her stuff. That's the thing. I cleaned up my evidence though, so it just looks like just broken mirrors.
Jesus.
I do feel a little bad, but I would definitely do it again. Do you have any stories?
uh, not any I could think of.
Let's see. We've been recording for like over 2 hours. We could end it right here if you want.
Uh, oh, we actually have one more topic.
We do. I'll
Yeah.
build your gun of any choice.
Yeah, just like any gun you could think of that you'd want, and what would you do to it?
I
To like
want
make it
to.
your fighting gun. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be hunting, fighting, competition, whatever. Like, take whatever
Uh,
gun you could think of and just build for whatever purpose.
I want an MP5 built-in suppressor. That's it.
Oh, the MP5 SD.
Yep.
Yeah, that thing's sweet.
That's
That's
pretty
like,
much the only gun I want. No, actually, I
yeah.
want a calibered in 50 cal.
I freaking,
It'd be
you probably could
impossible,
do
but
that.
50
No,
AE
no.
probably.
If you, yeah, 50 AE, like you could maybe even like more of a G3 styled one that's in 50 Beowulf.
It it could, but I still want it in this like exact same size and shape of the actual MP5.
Yeah, no, 50 Beowulf you couldn't do it, but
Yeah, 50
50
AE I probably
AE
could.
though, yeah, 50 AE is more believable.
Yeah, that's pretty
Uh,
much the only thing I want.
okay, I feel like I would get, okay, so I would have a AK-104 with a Zenico body parts on it, but
Are we talking like
have an,
Russian built AK-104?
yeah, just straight
Okay,
up
the good kind.
Kalashnikov fucking, yeah, straight up Kalashnikov research group fucking AK-105, not 105, 104 and 7.62, and have it be the Zenico body kit on it, but only have it be the dust cover and the top and bottom rails instead of it being just like the fore end and then or just the dust cover. I would have both the dust cover and the fore end all be Zenico. Uh, have a can on the end of it or suppressor for those who don't know gunsling. Uh, suppressor on it. I don't know what kind, but I wouldn't want the Russian look because I just don't really care for that type of suppressor. Like the big bulbous one that is from
Yeah,
like the
I
Cold
know what
War.
you're
I don't.
talking about. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't like that one, and it's actually really long. I feel like you can get smaller suppressors. Actually, yeah, you can. I've seen smaller suppressors on AKs.
yeah, you can get
Yeah, so
tiny
something
ass
like
suppressors.
yeah, something more like Western looking, like more American style suppressors you see on M4s. So yeah, something like that. PEC 15 on top of the fore end with obviously a touchpad right behind it, and have that also connected to a flashlight. Angled foregrip on the bottom rail, and on top, the top dust cover rail, I've always kind of just like teeter-totted back and forth, like what optic would I have on it? And honestly, I think, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this, but I don't care. It looks cool and it works, but I don't care. I'd probably do the Elcan Spectre and then have like a micro red dot on top of it. And
Oh, one of
for the
those kind of
stock,
sights.
yeah, I would have that on the dust cover. And for the stock, I would have the ACR stock, not the fixed stock, but the actual collapsible and foldable stock that the ACR can have. Because people have put them on AKs, and you could totally do it. So, and also it has a cheek riser too, so I wouldn't have to chin the stock. I could actually have my cheek up on it without having to, put my chin on the stock to aim. But if I wasn't going to go with the Elcan Spectre, I would have went with just a Trijicon ACOG, the TA31H, which is like the classic ACOG that everyone knows and loves. But I would still have the micro red dot on top. Yeah, and it'd be for like a fighting purpose too. That's kind of my idea of what I'd want out of an AK-104.
Are we doing like just building a gun for a specific scenario or just any gun in general?
Again, just any gun for any reason. Like, or
Okay,
even
so
if you just think it looks cool. Like, whether it looks cool or it's for fighting or comp, like, whatever. Like, whatever you want.
okay, okay. Mine is still MP5, but in 50 AE.
The AE MP5. Get
Yep.
Brandon Herrera to do it after he does the AK-50.
Dude, that'd be fucking sick.
Did you hear he's running for Congress?
He is?
Yeah, he's running for Congress.
Can't wait to buy fucking 760 by 39 for regular price again.
Yep. Nah, because even his slogan, or at least on the thumbnail of the video that was explaining why he was doing it, was make America Texas again. Honestly, I'm down for that.
I am too.
It's about goddamn time.
Let's see. Is that all the
That's
topics
another
we
reason
got?
why I want to move to Texas.
Yeah, that's all the topics, huh?
Yeah, that's all of them.
Did a long podcast. Almost 2 hours and
Hey
20
man,
minutes.
hey man, they can get longer or shorter. But
We gotta make up for fucking up episode 1.
okay, yeah. So this is technically the first episode. Technically,
I'm just scrapping the footage on the original episode 1.
all right. Yeah. So for those who don't remember or don't know, considering that will never be posted, this is the real episode 1 because we tried recording the first time yesterday and the audio was fucked. So
Now audio's all good.
yep, we got the audio issue fixed, and we're planning on doing this like once every week or once every 2 weeks.
Once a week
So
is our goal, but if we're busy, then once every 2 weeks is fine as well.
yeah, life can get in the way, whether it's I start working in some job or if Vincent's off doing EMT things because he's needed for an emergency.
Yeah.
Like whatever the case may be.
Do you
Yeah,
want to do the outro?
yeah, I'm gonna do the outro because I actually remember what it was.
Actually, I need to tell you something. For every podcast, I'm still going to use the image that you sent me for the thumbnail. Except instead of me, I'm just putting up random images of animals.
I
Just
still feel like
random
it'd be
memes.
funny if it was just. I still feel like it would still be funny if it was just like a photoshopped image of you, of like your head, like your face in the fire, and it's like faded to look like you're the fire. You're just looking up, like staring directly at the viewer.
I'll put a picture of a skull in the fire. I'll be like, I'm in there.
Or yeah, or that. Have it be like a Wendigo skull, like we're out here hunting them.
Yeah, I'll do that. I have to find an image like that though. I have to Photoshop it.
Yeah.
Outro time.
Yep. Outro time. Well, thank you for stopping by the campfire, and know you're about to go right back on the trail. And I hope safe travels for y'all. Vincent, you got anything to say?
Bring marshmallows.
Yeah, bring marshmallows and hot dogs next time. Uh, yeah, hope y'all have a good one, and we'll see y'all maybe next week. Hopefully, we'll try doing next week.